That's kind of wild, isn't that, chat? 2025 is pretty crazy. When I was a kid, I thought 2025 sounded so futuristic. So, like, that's kind of crazy. What's up, Courtney? What's up, Shelby? We're off to an interesting start. Oh, yeah, we definitely are. Definitely are. Happy New Year, everyone. We're going to start getting some people up here to debate. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. What's up, David? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh my God, Parker, you're so fine. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Yo, what's up? How old are
I
you?
love you.
Appreciate you. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
You're so fine.
Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, it's a good play. I'm 22.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah, dog.
What's up?
What?
Why'd you vote Trump? C-Bar, thank you.
Oh,
so
why
much.
about Trump?
Thank you.
Well, man, I don't know. He felt more stable as a candidate. I mean, Kamala was shut in there with literally like what, a few months after the election. It's not a state candidate. Like, I don't believe, like, she didn't really have much of anything going for her aside from being Biden's VP. What's her real selling point as a politician to become the next president of the United States?
Yeah, so she had significantly more qualifications than Donald Trump. She was a vice president. She was.
I don't know, man. He had 4 years in office as the president.
Can I finish? Can I finish? I'll let
Sorry.
you speak, man.
Yeah,
I'll
fair
let you
enough.
finish.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she was a vice president. She
Sorry,
was a
my bad.
senator. She was a district attorney. She was an attorney general. She influenced to get passed the most policy out of any vice president ever, including the most tie-breaking votes and rising of private funds to reduce the likelihood of people coming from Central America to help with the migrant crisis. We can reference plenty of reasons why she was significantly more qualified than Donald Trump. The only thing you can say with Donald Trump is his first 4 years, where at the end he specifically tried to send false slates of electors to Electoral College to cast Trump votes, right, because he didn't win the election and was trying to steal the election. Okay, so that's the set of history you have for someone like Donald Trump. I would prefer Kamala Harris.
Yeah, man, but she also tried to lock up a lot of people for not a lot of bad crimes when she was running as an attorney, and then also when she was in the attorney general office. So it's not like, what, dude? I'm not gonna fucking pull up every case file like that's. I'm
Can you
not
just give me
fucking
one specifically.
case junkie like that. No, obviously not. I don't do. Dude, do you do this for a living? Of course you're gonna have it on fucking deck, dude. I'm just some fucking chump.
So if you don't have anything in specific, why did you make that as an argument?
Well, I'm not, because it's basis. I mean, I'm obviously not the fucking best to talk on it, but there's probably somebody else out there.
Yeah, maybe there is a critique, but you should be positing critique if you don't know it.
Well, okay, Parker, what's your reason for not liking Trump?
Held civilly liable, forcibly penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will. He bragged about dropping women with vagina without asking. He bragged about walking into changing rooms. I'm trying to give you exactly the reason why, and you're not listening.
Parker, that's not an argument. That is you just reciting some shit that you read. What do you actually believe?
That is an argument. Wait, do you think wait, I have a question. I have a question. Do you think
Parker,
sexual?
You can't just list off a bunch of facts.
Hey, on my live, you need to be fucking quiet, okay? If you're not going to give me something that's relevant to the conversation, be quiet, dude. I'm giving you an argument right now, and you're cutting me off every single time I've spoke, okay? I can do the same thing to you. I can mute you. I can do all this bullshit. If you want to do that, we can do that. You're not going to win that. You're not the fucking host of the live. So engage with what I have to say. Do you think sexual abuse is not indicative of a bad character? Please, get your head out of your ass.
Park. Okay, dude, I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said that. I just said.
Question.
I want you to walk through what your actual belief is instead of just
bad character. Is it showing a bad character? This is not a difficult question.
Dude. Well,
okay, so when I statement specific,
but it's not showing up a bad.
Yeah. So you weirdo. When I state it specifically, those particular things, I'm giving you facts, right, that are relevant to bring up as to why I do not like him. You can't just say you don't like the facts that I'm bringing up, and that's why it makes you a little much of a snowflake. You got to run to your little safe space, but engage with the point that I brought up. Don't just like be like, oh my God, you're just like reading off something, dude. Like, is that really all you have, is just to say I have it memorized? Or like, what do you expect? I didn't have the information in my brain? You ask me a question, where am I supposed to recite this information from? Like, was it supposed to spawn out of my brain? What is wrong with you, bro? Pope, you gonna unmute? Like, no shit, they're facts that I read places. Like, what, bro? Like, where do you get your information? Do you think you like magically spawn in information in your brain that no one's ever gone over?
Okay, don't mute me. Let me just say this. I'm saying I want you to walk me through, because I want to understand how you see it. I don't want you just. Obviously, I understand that the fucking charge. He's not fucking a good guy. Nobody is fucking good. Nobody in politics is a good person. If you think that, you're kind of.
Oh, you're gonna use the
you're
R
kind of not
weirdo.
No, I did. I stopped myself. And what, are you going to judge me? Sometimes people slip up on live, like our friend Dean Withers.
Slip up on live? That means you do it off live. So you can virtue signal and act like you did something cool there. That's the bare minimum, that you don't use the R slur. Okay, so I'm saying you shouldn't not just only not use it on live. You should also not use it in your personal life.
Dog, what are you talking about? Your fucking best friend says it.
No, he doesn't. Dean does not say that right now. No. In the past, has he? Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
right
but you
now,
acknowledge the bad
That's
things.
Because he's got such a major platform
listen.
that he needs to not say it.
Yeah, he doesn't. Right? You acknowledge that you said bad things in the past, and you educate yourself, you educate other people, and you don't do it in the future. I'm not expecting you to say that you've never done it before in your life. I've just heard that you do it. I'm telling you, acknowledge that you did wrong and do better. Right? Like, why is that a difficult thing to understand?
I didn't even say it. I said R. I said R.
Yeah, you were going to. Myself. So what that acknowledges is to me is that you had to prevent yourself from doing something that you typically do in your personal life. So you're saying
that me preventing myself from saying it is a bad action that I have to apologize?
No. I think it's a good that you're preventing it, but what it shows is that you do it in your personal life, and I'm telling you, you shouldn't do it in your personal life.
Yes, but surely the act of trying to stop it is quite a good forward action. You can't say, "Oh,
yeah,
you're fucked up."
It is good to stop it. I told you it was good to stop it.
I don't.
But what you're not understanding, I'm trying to tell you. Well, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Are you purposefully not understanding what I'm saying because you want to feel comfortable in the bad things that you do?
That's not what I'm doing, dude. I slipped up and almost said the R slur, and then I tried to stop myself. And then now you're saying that I'm a bad person because I almost said something, and then I stopped myself because it's not a good thing to say that.
Dude. Hey, dude, you're
I am listening to you, dude. You just have a narrative you want to spin. It's not my...
Listen, I said it's indicative of the fact that you do it, right, in your personal life. And I'm just telling you, in your personal life, you shouldn't do that. Is that a difficult concept? I don't think that's like very, very complex.
Yeah, but I mean, like... who?
Never called you a bad person. What I acknowledge is that it's good for you. I'm not running around
and pointing fingers and calling people the R slur. And if just between me and my two friends, I say it, Parker,
there you go.
Who really gets hurt?
Now you're justifying you using the R slur. See, you know who gets hurt.
But who gets hurt there in that scenario?
Yeah, so because you're okay with dehumanizing people who are negatively impacted by the terms you use, because you're okay with doing it by yourself. I don't think it's okay to do it by yourself.
If I'm not
listen. Hey. If you think it's bad to create that type of culture in a public area, well, then it's bad to create that culture within your personal life. Please explain to me why there's a distinction between a social and personal perspective that makes it bad in one scenario but doesn't make it bad in the other, because it reproduces those same types of perspectives, views, and thoughts targeted towards marginalized communities when you perpetuate the usage of that in your personal life as well.
Parker, so your argument is that I'm perpetuating the society myself.
Every single thing that you think that is bad about acknowledging it in a social context is
also
also bad about it.
I tried to stop, and you're saying that it's indicative that I do it in my own life.
Hey, two things. You just tried to justify it by saying you only do it specifically with your two friends, and you said that there's no one that is negatively harmed by that. But in the context of a public area, it's also bad to do that because it reproduces that exact same type of thinking that's negative, targeted towards, right, people that are negatively impacted by the R slur. That's what you're not acknowledging. So it reproduces those exact same harms, even if you perpetuate it in a personal type context, like with your friends.
Okay, but you got to put a lot of context into it, bro. You can't just there is
Why not? You
context.
can just acknowledge that it's
like,
hype hope. You can just acknowledge that it's bad and try not to do it in the future. You can just.
If I was to read Tom Sawyer and I pointed at the character of N-word Jim, and I said,
I don't think you should say that either. No.
That the writer is a racist. Yes or no?
Yes.
Because he used the N-word.
Yes, I think that is racist to do that. I think it is. Listen, I think it's racist for a white person to say the N-word. Now, can you acknowledge that you've done something bad and can you move forward from that and become a better person?
Absolutely. Parker, I didn't even say the word.
Shut up, dude. Listen to what's coming out of my mouth and stop being so fucking defensive, dude. Jesus Christ, dude. Listen. I'm trying to explain to you that all you have to do is stop doing it. All you have to do is not continue to do it in the future, and it's fine. All I'm doing is acknowledging that you've done bad behavior and saying you should do better than that. Stop trying to justify the bad behavior because it makes you feel better. That's it. That's all you're doing. Just acknowledge you've done bad things and try to do better and tell people not to do that. That's all. That's all.
I don't know, Parker. I don't know if I've ever done anything bad.
Okay, I'm gonna kick you. You're so fucking weird.
I'm joking.
No, I'm not gonna engage with that, dude. I'm genuinely trying to engage with you and like actually be productive here, and you're not trying to engage with that at all. You're just trying to be a weirdo on the internet. It's not. It's a complete waste of my time.
You be a weirdo.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, I'm 16.
How old?
16.
16. You got to be 18 plus to join the live TikTok rules. Tatiana, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. Heather, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, yo, thank you so much, Christian. Thank you so much for the $50 for Happy New Year to one of my favorite humans. Also off topic, love your hoodie. Yes, my girlfriend got it for me for Christmas. All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate the Galaxy. Thank you so much, Lewis. I appreciate it. All right, let's get the next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. All right. Let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's get this next person up here. Please, everyone, only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Where's Dean? Dean's on his own live, I think, right now. Thank you for the hat mustache. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to do this. He'll probably join me in a bit. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, Larry.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What's your birth year?
And I'm racist.
Okay. 99% likely rage bait. So I'm gonna kick. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 21.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
I feel like he protects the country more. Like
So-
you could say he's like a mean, disrespectful person and he has flaws. And I could say I think the same thing Kamala as like with interview.
And that's a really watered way of referencing sexual abuse. Appreciate the sunglasses. That's a really watered way down of referencing someone who brags about walking into changing rooms of naked teenage girls because he quote unquote owns the place. A watered down version of talking about someone who said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years and bragged about grabbing them by the vagina without asking. But go for it.
Well, we weren't talking about that. You kind of just assumed I was saying that, which is assumption.
Well, no, you were trying to reference his flaws and his bad character, and what I was referencing is that what you're referring to that is trying to water down what specifically happened and make it seem a little bit more like okay to accept. But what you're not acknowledging is specifically like what he did. So let's reference specifically what we think those flaws are.
Well, you can use that as an assumption, but I was going more towards like people say, oh, he's rude, mean tweets, he's bad for propaganda. And I was just going to counter by saying, oh, but with that, Kamala, every time I see her in an interview, Harris, sorry. Every time I see her in an interview, she can't answer questions and she kind of chokes up. So, yeah, they both have their flaws.
Did
but
you watch
I
the
think,
debates?
But I think, hold on. But I think
Are you really comparing not answering questions in the context of an interview, which Donald Trump has done on plenty of occasions, to sexual abuse?
like when someone
Bragging
asks
about walking into changing rooms of naked teenage girls because they quote unquote in the place, like I just mentioned.
like that interview where they said, "Hey Kamala, how are you gonna fix the country?"
Kamala, dude. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah,
How are you gonna
gotta
fix
engage
the
with my
country?
points, and you gotta address what I just said.
What's your point? I was
just
just gonna,
addressed it. You were comparing specifically sexual abuse to literally like
No.
answering a question in an
That was an
interview.
assumption by you.
That's
That
what
was
I
an
said.
assumption.
I said that.
I was talking on the lines of like mean tweets, disrespectful. I wasn't getting into that specifically.
Why are you responding to something that I didn't say?
No, because you asked me why I would vote for Trump, and I was explaining it, and then you made an assumption. Like you're not making sense right now.
Yeah, you said you can acknowledge that there are flaws. These are just a little bit more than just acknowledging flaws. These aren't just like you didn't answer a question like a politician
Yeah.
in an interview. This goes well beyond that and is referencing like literally held civilly liable unanimously by a jury of 9 people
Yeah,
for forcibly penetrating each girl's vagina against
he's
her
been
will.
held civilly liable, and if you want to go down that rabbit hole, we can talk about that. But you made the assumption I was talking about that when I was talking about mean tweets and propaganda. Like you can't make the assumption and then pin it on me for
Take a
that.
shot every time he says the word assumption.
Because it's
so
true. That's what you did.
So what do you mean by assumption?
I said, you said, why would you vote for Trump? And I said, they both have their flaws. I think Trump can be disrespectful and has mean tweets. And then I was going to say what I think about Kamala. And then you were like,
Kamala,
oh,
Jesus Christ. How many times
and then you
are
were like,
gonna keep
oh,
doing
he was
that?
held for civilly liable. I'm like, I didn't even mention that or say anything near it. So that's an assumption by you.
Bandit. Well, you didn't answer what an assumption is. You just said what you thought an example.
Well, I
of
was using an
assumption was.
example. how
Yes,
you
I know,
use
and
it.
I'm currently explaining to you that that's not giving me a definition of assumption.
Okay.
One,
An
Two,
assumption
you're
is
not.
An assumption is when I say something and then you assume what I mean, but
You
I'm
just
saying
use
you were
assume in the
incorrect.
definition of assumption. You can't use the word in the definition.
Do you not know what assumption
That is
means?
not
You have to-
described to me what it is. No, how are you using the term?
I just told you.
No, you didn't. You just
I
said
said
assumption.
something.
You said assume in the definition of assumption.
I was explaining something and you thought I meant something else, and then you tried to use that to pin me down, which didn't make sense because I wasn't even talking about it in the first place.
No, this is what happened, right? You specifically said you can acknowledge some of his flaws, and yeah, I think that those things are bad, and I acknowledged some of the flaws of Donald Trump and said that's a really watered down way of referencing the bad things that exist about Donald Trump. That's what I said.
That's an assumption because when I said
I'm gonna
flaws,
fucking scream,
it could have been
dude.
over 1,000 things. If he has 1,000 flaws, how could you just assume it was over one specific case? Doesn't make any
It
sense.
can reference any of them. I could reference any of the flaws because it was relevant to you bringing up the flaws.
Yeah, and the context is I was talking about mean tweets and disrespectful. I was starting low and I was going to build up.
I don't
So-
care.
It doesn't matter if you care. I'm just saying you were in the wrong because you made an assumption that was wrong.
Dude, I'm gonna go insane. Listen,
Okay.
it is not me referencing what you brought up, right? Even if you consider it an assumption, wouldn't negate its relevance.
If you
One,
take out of
but
context,
it's not
then
an
yes.
assumption. Can you shut the fuck up?
No, you're mad because you know you're wrong.
No, because you're an idiot and you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm clearly explaining it to you, and you're not trying to listen. Like that's what's happening, right? You brought up the flaws that exist about them. I'm going to reference flaws that exist. That's not an assumption because I wasn't assuming that that's what you were referencing. I was referencing the fact that you brought up the fact that there are flaws. And I was referencing flaws that exist with Donald Trump because it was relevant to the conversation. You just want to reference things that make you look a little bit better,
No.
like rhetorically, instead of addressing the things that make Donald Trump
That-
look fucking terribly bad. And that's why you're
That
engaging in
wasn't
meta
relevant.
That's why you're engaging in meta conversation right now instead of addressing the specific things I brought up that clearly show that Donald Trump is a horrible, morally abhorrent human being.
Yeah, exactly. You said you brought it up, but you asked me why I'm voting for Trump. So you took away out. Yeah, so you know you're wrong. You don't even know what to say.
You brought up specifically, right, the flaws that exist. You can say he has flaws. But I
Yeah,
still
and then you
like
cut
these
me off,
things.
and you said, "Oh, he's been held for civilly liable." You cut me off. Didn't even let me talk, and then you're like, "Oh, you're such a bad
Dude,
person."
I've explained this like 3 or 4 times, and you haven't listened at all once.
Because you're
explained this
wrong.
like 3 or
You're
4
taking out of context.
Wrong on what? What am I taking out of
You're
context?
taking out of context.
What am I taking out of context?
Oh, I would just say, "Oh, maybe you assume something," but then you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you used the word assume again," even though you did. So I don't know. You just want me to tell you.
I explained to you that it wasn't an assumption.
It was though.
Well, okay. Oh my God, what's an assumption?
I already told you. I'm not gonna say it
You
again.
didn't tell me what an assumption. You used the word assume in the assumption.
Assumption. I
The
said
definition of
something,
assumption.
and then you thought I meant something else. So then you said something to pin me down, but what
No,
you
I
assumed
explained to
wasn't
you. That's
true.
not what I did. I did not think you said this. You brought up flaws. I
Yeah.
referenced flaws. I did not say you were referencing the flaws that I
Yeah.
brought up. I
Flaws
was just, dude,
and the
shut up and
contact.
listen. Be quiet. Like when I'm literally explaining it to you and you're not understanding it multiple times, and I'm explaining it to you and you cut me off in the middle of it every single time, you're not tracking the conversation at all, and this is not productive at all. Okay, so do you want to let me explain this fully, or do you just want to continue to like yap on my live without understanding one relevant fact?
Well, you're the one yapping, but what do you want to explain?
What were we just talking about? Tell me.
That you think I'm in the wrong because you made an assumption. But you took it out of context because when I said they both have flaws, you immediately stopped me and said, oh, but he was held civilly liable. You took it way out of context before I can even finish my point. And then you're getting mad because I called you out for it. You know you're wrong. It's like, it is what it is.
So the reason why it's not an assumption is because I am not, again, under your definition, thinking that you specifically said a particular thing. I was just referencing the idea that you brought up of comparing their flaws, comparing Kamala Harris specifically, right, not answering a question in an interview, to Donald Trump specifically having particular flaws. And I'm saying the flaws that exist on both candidates are not comparable because it is the case that they're significantly and excessively worse under Donald Trump, and they aren't under Kamala Harris comparative to Donald Trump. Push the hypocrite.
So when
That's
I
what you
said,
have to acknowledge.
okay, but when I said Trump is disrespectful and he's known for mean tweets and being a jerk, and then, but on the other side, I think Kamala Harris cannot answer questions properly. You can't just assume the idea of I was talking about his civil liability case.
Bandit, the way that you're reducing the conversation down of the character attributes of Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris, right, waters down the conversation so far because it doesn't reference any of the excessively bad things that we would reference with Donald Trump. It is not just mean tweets. It's the held civilly liable of sexually abusing women. It's trying to coup the country. It's literally saying he doesn't believe in climate change, saying the climate's gonna start cooling and science just doesn't know yet. It's bragging about walking in changing rooms, right, literally, of girls in Miss USA because he quote-unquote owns the place. It's bragging about grabbing women by the vagina without asking. It's denying people to get access to abortion because he put people in the Supreme Court to overturn Roe versus Wade, which led in certain states to women who have been assaulted to have restricted access to abortion. Those are the things that we're referencing. It's not just mean tweets. Although mean tweets, the specific tweets that he's put out are very bigoted, very fucked up in plenty of circumstances.
Yeah.
It's not just reducible down to mean tweets.
Yeah, and I understand over the years and years and years that he's been around in this game, he's done all these things, taking your word, he's done all these things that are bad, very bad. But if you remember my original point, I said I think he's
Parker, you fell off. You fell off. You join. You fellin' off.
Sorry, I'm a little worried to be on here. I'm scared.
Why? Okay, I'm confused what that was. Someone please save us. Are we doing battles? We're doing battles for now, and then we're doing debates a bit later, because debates have been yielding a bunch of bans today. So I don't even know if we can do that. So today might just be like a Q&A, chill, and then Fortnite later type of day. What's up, August? How you doing? How you doing? What brand hoodie is that? It is Carhartt. All right. Wow, dude. Why is it not Dean? Why does it not let me invite Dean? Dean, invite me, bro. Invite me. It's totally Lily. It totally has to be Glenn. By far. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What's up? I'm 18.
Did you vote Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
Because he's America first. And I just don't like the liberal agenda that we've been living under.
What liberal agenda?
Just like giving out money to like the lazy people and like
Giving out money to lazy people?
Joe Biden.
You mean tax cuts for rich people?
I'm talking about your liberal
Also,
agenda.
what state do you live in?
I live in Massachusetts.
What time is it? That's what I thought. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. All right, let's get this next person up here. What's your Twitch? Parker, get a job. Just look up twitch.tv/Parker, get a job.
Hey, I'm Omri, and I support Trump because, and I'll tell you why here. You know Robert F. Kennedy.
What state do you live in?
I don't live in America, but I know of our...
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
25.
Did you vote Trump?
Absolutely.
Why so?
I love Trump. He's a great guy. Gets it done. Knows what he's doing. 10 times better than Joe.
What makes you think he's a great guy?
Oh, you know, his business acumen. He's just a great businessman, you know.
Good businessman? Can you name one good businessman other than Trump that has 6 bankruptcies? Person that had a mustache.
There's a lot of people that have had bankruptcies.
I'm saying 6 specifically.
That is a lot of bankruptcies. Well, I mean, maybe it takes a couple times to get things right. Who knows?
Can you name me one good businessman other than Trump that has 6 bankruptcies? Sen, thank you so much for the description. Thank you so much. Nothing?
Oh, you're asking again? I don't know specifically, no.
Okay.
Why don't you like Trump, buddy?
He was held civilly liable of forcefully penetrating E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will. He bragged about grabbing a woman by the vagina without asking. He bragged about walking into changing rooms of naked teenage girls because he quote-unquote owns a place in Miss Teen USA. Those are just a few things. Are you driving?
No, I'm not driving.
Okay. So, like, do those things make you think that he's a good guy still?
I don't think they're necessarily great, but I don't necessarily agree if he's 100% guilty or not.
On what?
Civil liability.
Okay. What do you dispute? Like, can you tell me who the victim is?
Well, you just...
What's her name?
Just said her name, right?
What was her name?
Eugene something, right?
Eugene? You think her name's Eugene? Her name is E. Jean Carroll?
Eugene, okay.
Okay, so you didn't even know her name. So I doubt you know anything about the case. So what reason do you have to dispute the jury's unanimous decision? You're going to have a pretty good reason to dispute a jury unanimously deciding that.
I just don't agree with civil liability versus criminal liability.
Wait, so would you overturn every civil liability case ever?
No, but
not?
I feel like because I just don't understand all the details of those cases. But I'm saying
You didn't know any of the details of this one, so then how can you say that you can throw this one away?
Civil court is much easier skewed. I didn't say it's not true. I didn't say. I'm just said I'm inclined to not believe it.
So I have a question. So if someone was held civilly liable of, sexually abusing a child, would you let them like take care of your children or like be your kid's gym teacher?
I would have to understand the details of the case.
I would just say, yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would not feel comfortable.
Okay, well,
I don't even have to look at the details to say that I'm not comfortable. It's just so likely that it's accurate that like I would be willing to accept it in typical circumstances.
Yeah, but the problem is Trump is a targeted individual. People want to manufacture anything they can to discredit him, make him look bad, all this type of stuff. So it's very easy to.
So there couldn't be a single thing that comes out about Trump that you think is legitimate based on that standard, because you could say that for a criminal case, you could say that for a civil case, you could say that for the results of the election, you could say that for everything, because everything is manufactured, targeted against Trump, and that's the conspiracy ideology that keeps you trapped in this pigeonhole of just straight bullshit conspiracy, no evidence, that just is built in following whatever Trump says.
I don't just follow whatever Trump says, but to say that he is not targeted, like a lot of people are saying, like,
By who? Targeted by who? People that want to hold him accountable for his own actions?
no, by the deep state government.
What is the
that
deep
you
state?
rather
Can you tell me
support.
what the deep state is?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a group organization of people in the backgrounds above politics pulling strings.
Okay, why are they allowing us to have this conversation in front of thousands of people?
Because they can't. It doesn't. It's insignificant to them. It doesn't matter what we talk
It's
about.
insignificant.
Absolutely, they've already.
So if they can limit it, why wouldn't they? You're saying they have control over every institution. Why aren't they limiting this then?
Because they don't care. Why would they care about whether we're debating
because it can restrict their ability to control. It doesn't make sense to
if
allow.
You think us having a conversation could restrict any of their ability? They're so far ahead. They have
time. Over time, it at least creates some level of an instability. You understand that, right? Like allowing people when you can limit that dissent. Right.
No, because these people have so much influence and power behind the scenes. Their plan has already been crafted out years ahead. It doesn't matter what we do. Like it's pretty obvious.
If it doesn't matter, okay, it doesn't matter what we do. Then, okay, so then they just let you have some of this information, but they hide others. Why do they hide other information? Why are they hiding from us that we're controlled?
Have what information?
Why are they hiding from us that we're controlled?
If everyone knows that we're being controlled, then why would nobody? It's easier to like go against them, I guess.
So why would you allow conversations that would increase the likelihood of people, believing that there is some sort of entity that controls them then?
Because it's a divide and conquer mindset. Everyone's
are your reposts pro Harris? Your reposts are public.
My reposts?
Yeah.
And?
Then why are your reposts like pro Harris?
I don't have any reposts for Harris.
Really? Why are people saying that in my comment section then?
I don't know. You can ask them, or you can search yourself.
You just think that they're delusional or something?
I don't repost anything, or if it was reposted, it could be on accident. But
you accidentally reposted like something that was pro Harris?
I don't post anything on TikTok. So if there's anything posted, it wouldn't be from my decision. And I definitely don't support Kamala Harris. I think that she's morally bankrupt, even more than Trump. I see, yeah. Go to the next one.
Green Girl, thank you for the description. Thank you so much.
Not sure. Maybe look if I commented something. No, I didn't say anything. I'm not a fan of Kamala. I must have been reading that. Yeah, a lot of people have been correcting me, saying.
Can you tell me who reposted that?
Yeah, I see that. Just because I reposted something doesn't mean I actually clicked it. Like, why would I repost that if I don't like Kamala?
Kamala, you're trolling.
I'm not trolling, but I mean, you can kick me.
Can you name me one Trump policy you like?
Closed borders.
What policy is that?
Building a border wall. How about that?
Building the border wall. So then you supported the bipartisan border bill that had within it a provision to build the border wall, right?
Well, with a bunch of extra fat attached to it, probably.
Like what specifically?
And pork? I don't know. I didn't read the bill.
Okay, but so then why did you assume that?
So if it was bipartisan, then why didn't it pass?
Because Donald Trump called people in Congress to undermine the bill because he didn't want Democrats to look good.
He didn't want.
It would have passed if not for Trump.
He didn't want Democrats to get billions of pork funding, is what happened.
With what? What specifically?
I'm sure there was plenty of provisions.
There wasn't.
Yes, it was over 1,000.
Not that they don't care. Not that they think is pork. Now they're just saying that, right? If you actually want to look at this, like, yeah, of course I would think that there's things in there I think that we shouldn't have done. Like, I don't agree with money going to Israel, right? Like, I would disagree with that.
Wasn't there a pay increase for
bipartisan border bill? What's up?
Wasn't there a pay increase in Congress included in there?
No, this is for a different thing. You're combining things that are not combined. I'm talking about the bipartisan border bill, not the recent budget revision thing. That's
Okay,
not what I'm talking
well,
about. For the debt ceiling.
so then why would Trump strike it down if it was just so great and everyone was on board and we were going to get the border wall?
Because he didn't want Democrats to get a win.
How is that a
Because
win?
it getting passed at that point would benefit the Democrats because it would make the border not look like a problem.
So you agree that the border is a problem?
No, I'm saying it would from the public perception. Now, of course, there are issues that I think exist at the border, but calling the border a problem, I don't know what you mean.
I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the Darien Gap and all, like, what's going on. These migrant caravans, they're coming. They're waiting on the edge of our border.
What's your solution?
Promote the economy of their home country so they
That's
have
exactly
actually,
what Kamala Harris did. Did you know that she raised private funds, $5 billion in private funds for Central America to reduce the likelihood of people coming here? That's what
I
she did
didn't
under
know.
her administration. They were trying to do that. The Trump administration has never talked about that. What you just said is a great idea.
How come we don't hear anything about her doing this? Because that's the problem I have with her specifically. She was as vice president for, all
Because
this
you're
time.
probably not involved with politics.
Yeah, but I can't. Throughout the whole 4 years, there hasn't been one.
Here's my
large
thing. I think
example
that Democratic media needs to be a lot more social media based because that's where a lot more people are getting their information from. And when simply people don't like to research, it needs to be put right in front of them. That's why I like these types of lives because it gets put right in front of people.
Yeah, but I'm not saying Trump is so great and whatever, but he's definitely better than her by a long shot.
How? Like based on what policy?
I mean, just
You haven't
look at
yet to reference a specific policy. You said closed border. That's not a policy. Especially because Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine a bipartisan border bill. So if you think that there's an open border right now, well, then you think that open border was caused because Donald Trump undermined the bipartisan border bill. Right? A year and a half ago, we had legislation for that.
There is definitely a reason why it was struck down. There's
no good reason. It was because he didn't want Democrats to look good. That's literally the reason.
So you think he's that stupid where they're giving him what he wants and he's just going to say no to it? Obviously, there's a better reason why.
Literally. He's saying no to it because he didn't want the Democrats to look good because he wanted to get elected running on that issue. He thought it was an easy way to just scapegoat immigrants. Is the easy way to win.
And he's on the record saying that?
Yes, he said blame it on me if the border bill fails. Because he didn't want Democrats to look good. That's where I got this from.
He said, blame it on me because I don't want Democrats to look good. I'm going to have to find that
Those
quote.
are two separate statements.
I highly doubt that.
Those are two separate statements, but yeah. He said both those things.
But not in the same sentence.
Not in the same sentence. I just clarified that.
Okay, well, see, that makes a big difference then.
Does it? If he said
blame
both of those things,
it on me.
If he said both of those things, what difference does it make?
Yeah, because it still implies that the only reason he's doing it is for selfish motivation.
That's exactly what it shows because the other thing that he brought up, the only other thing he brought up was the appropriations aspect of the bill, but the bipartisan appropriations aspect got passed. They took all of the border provisions out and passed that bill. So the only reason why it was prevented is because it was a border bill, and there was a solo border provision that was also proposed, and that was also not passed.
And so what would Kamala Harris have done? Just let it pass and then we have our border wall?
Yeah, so if it is the case that it came up to her in terms of a tie-breaking vote, Seth, thank you so much for the galaxy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. She would have been the tie-breaking vote.
I don't think she would have got it done, but I mean...
That's what she was advocating for. I mean... Donald Trump didn't advocate for that. Can you tell me what Donald Trump's healthcare policy was?
I don't care about healthcare.
What about his housing policy? You don't care about healthcare? What about his housing policy?
I know he's doing tax cuts for different brackets. For lower and middle class people, as well as businesses.
No, so the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act has nothing specifically for housing affordability. Now that specifically being extended is a predominant tax cut for the ultra wealthy, and he's going to replace it with tariffs in terms of revenue for the federal government. And that tariffs specifically are regressive, meaning that they disproportionately negatively impact low and middle income individuals, because it is the case that they spend a greater percentage of their income on consumer type products that are going to be affected by tariffs. Right, because they have to affect the consumer in order to have like an effect on domestic production, because there's no other way that the consumer would demand more of the non-tariffed product without the tariff being implemented.
Of course, so it might be rough for a year till the manufacturing comes to America, then the economy's back to.
No, but that doesn't mean prices will go down lower, because you have to understand that production costs are higher here in the United States, and that's why companies were priced out of producing here in the United States comparative to other places around the world where they can produce the exact same quality at lower costs. So if you want to specifically increase, like, say, quality standards for labor around the world, you can place tariffs specifically on companies that have those types of human rights abuses as it relates to types of labor. I actually agree with that, but that's not what's being advocated for. You're advocating for a blanket tariff across the board that is just going to increase prices, not specifically to increase the rights of labor around the world, but because you want to, quote unquote, increase domestic production or create jobs here at home, when neither of those things are created to a higher degree, because GDP overall would decline long term and prices would go up for American consumers. It would essentially be replacing the predominant tax cut for rich people with a regressive tax, meaning that you would take money from poor people in the low and middle class and you would give it to rich people, right? Like, effectively, a tariff is a tax on every single person. Every single person under income tax isn't taxed. It's a progressive tax structure, meaning that there's a greater tax burden on people with a greater level of income, right, if everything works properly.
So you're saying a tariff only negatively affects lower income?
I'm saying that it disproportionately affects lower income. Someone who's super rich is going to spend a very low proportion of their income every year on the increase in the prices as a result of tariffs, because their consumption costs are significantly less than their income. Whereas, like, people who are low middle income, most of their income is through consumption, whether it be through rent, mortgage, or cars, car insurance, like any type of service that they buy, or anything that they need for their daily life, like food they're buying.
Well, all those things you just listed, except for cars, wouldn't be affected by a tariff.
Wait, what are you talking about? If there's a blanket tariff on all these countries, absolutely it would have an impact on that. What are you talking about?
On rent?
Yeah, you understand that it would affect housing development. So if you tariff specifically lumber coming from Canada, like Donald Trump was advocating for at 25%, that would specifically cause an increase in the price of lumber, therefore causing housing development to be more expensive. So rent prices would inevitably go up because housing development would be more expensive, meaning that there would be a decrease in the level of increase in supply, right? Which would mean that there is a supply growing at a lower rate, whereas their demand is growing at the same rate it would have otherwise, meaning that there would be a higher influx on the price because lower supply.
Yeah, but prices are already higher than they've ever been. Okay, so you're saying it
would exacerbate, it would make that issue worse.
So you're saying everything's just gonna continue to spiral out of control,
especially with basically. Trump, and it would, we'd probably have a relatively soft landing with a Harris administration. Right, but with Donald Trump, we're probably going to have inflation, and that's why the Fed specifically changed the speed in which they are cutting rates, is because they're expecting tariffs that will be inflationary. So Donald Trump's fucking up our landing
by specifically implementing the blanket tariffs.
Yes, by trying to do that.
So you're saying, targeted tariffs would be a good idea on specific industries and certain things like that, but you're saying what he's operating right now isn't beneficial.
Yeah, because it's got the Fed thinking that there's going to be inflation, so they're still keeping rates relatively higher than they would have been otherwise. There would have been more rate decreases, right? Because it is the case that they're expecting impending tariffs, because Donald Trump's ran his campaign on universal tariffs. That's just like the logical conclusion. If Donald Trump runs on that as an issue, the Federal Reserve is going to respond to that in terms of expectation, right? Because the Federal Reserve is rational. Does that make sense?
Well, the Federal Reserve is not an entity of our government, correct?
Well, they have some type of government oversight, but typically it's considered a non-political entity.
So they're just operating on the assumptions of the tariffs, okay?
Yeah, based on what they run on. That's going to affect expectations in consumer markets.
Sound. There's no way of the additional cost of the tariffs being passed on to the intended country, though.
What? Say that again?
Basically saying that the cost of the tariffs will be, it has to be placed onto the consumer. There's no other way.
I'm saying it's mostly placed onto the consumer, right? There can be companies that around like the world that try to cut their particular labor standards and costs specifically so that they can still produce products at a lower price, taking into account the tariff, right? So that means that they would decrease the standards for human beings working in those areas when it sounds like Republicans were advocating for higher labor standards. I don't know which ones they're advocating for. They're advocating for lower or higher standards. They haven't really made that clear. Because it is the case that they have like a tariff to take into account if they want to be competitive. Otherwise, they're priced out of the market, right? And it's going to be a higher cost for production in the United States. There's going to be a greater demand for domestic goods, right? And it is the case that there's going to be not enough suppliers to meet that specific demand because there's more people that are going to be looking in rather than out because it is the case that there was a tariff. Yet there still will be people that buy from the suppliers. Like around the world. It wouldn't completely get rid of it.
I see.
There still would be trade, but trade would be
your logic is
negatively
quite
impacted.
sound. I mean, it makes sense that prices would go up. I just don't really see how we go any higher from here without having like a total
trust
economic
me.
collapse.
I'm just going to let you know, prices can go way higher. The inflation that we saw in the United States was vastly lower than many different countries around the world that experienced hyperinflation. Right, so like
yeah, but if we get to hyperinflation in America,
we know we weren't even close to that.
We're basically already screwed.
Yeah, we're not even close to that. I just want to let you know, as of right now, and even with the tariffs, I don't think we would get to even with tariffs, I don't even think that. Depending on how big the tariff is, will there be hyperinflation? Political Candy, thank you so much for the description. Thank you so much. Like, depends how massive the tariff is, but I don't think there would, like, that's just a whole different level of inflation. I think that needs to be made clear. Like, hyperinflation is nothing like the United States has ever fucking seen before. It is terrible. It is horrible. The conditions that it's created.
Yeah, I don't think we would be able to recover from that.
Why are people spamming massive? I don't know what they're saying.
Low taper fade meme. It's because you said massive.
Oh, it's like a meme? Okay.
Yeah, it's from Ninja.
I know who Ninja is. I didn't get it like in that context. Okay, but yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about, Arad?
No, I think you did a pretty good job convincing me that tariffs aren't that great.
Yeah, and also like if he wants to renegotiate like trade, the 2025 classes with Mexico and Canada, why is he renegotiating the terms he already set through the USMCA? I thought the USMCA was the greatest trade agreement because we redrafted NAFTA, you know? He was like literally advocating that was so good. Now that's bad. Does he have any intellectual like basis for his thought?
He's trying to squeeze out some more juice. Maybe, who knows? What about Ukraine? What do you think?
We have a Budapest memorandum. Also, we want to like prevent Russia from expanding. They have continual expansion over and over and over again, and like the whole point NATO exists is to contain, right, like Russia from like expanding. So we have like plenty
And
of
so,
bases there. Do you agree with NATO at least, or do you think NATO?
and
should
so you
dissolve?
think, I'm not an expert, but I would say it's fine. It's just like a military alliance. That's what they agree. But I mean, don't we pay for most of NATO's
I'm just
funding
asking, do you think
anyway?
it should dissolve right now? As it currently stands, it should dissolve.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure, let's dissolve it.
Okay, so do you know that would mean that Russia would start invading Europe? Like they're literally there's nothing stopping them.
It doesn't mean that
I'm
Russia
serious.
would start invading Europe.
Dude, it totally means that. There's nothing stopping Russia from reestablishing the old Soviet Union into fucking like half of Europe. They could invade Poland, right? They absolutely could. There's nothing preventing them from doing that. The only thing preventing them from doing that right now
Yes,
is NATO.
MAD.
What?
MAD, mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, you understand that they can go into those regions though right now, like and they can take plenty of those areas.
So,
like in the
just
future, I'm not
because they
saying right
can
now.
do something doesn't mean they will.
What's that? Yeah, sure. You could say it doesn't mean
Just
they
because
will.
they can.
You could say it doesn't mean they will. Like, but what I'm saying is it's very likely based upon the history of how Russia's engaged in this particular regions. Like they've gone after Georgia, they've annexed. Saying that you agree with the conditions of the Budapest Memorandum to like get nukes out of Ukraine. Is that what you're saying? You agree with?
I didn't. There's nukes in Ukraine, right?
Anti-Israel over here. He's a capitalist, anti-capitalist. I'm a socialist. And he is, I mean, he's a part of the establishment, but he represents nationalism and populism growing in the West. So,
okay. So as a socialist, to clarify, you care more about promoting nationalism than promoting better healthcare policy, better abortion policy, better childcare policy, better housing affordability policy.
Well, that's all tied to the nation. If you're a nationalist, of course, you care about the betterment of your people.
But isn't the betterment of the people through healthcare, education, childcare?
Yeah.
Right, and all of those types of things that Donald Trump is actively trying to dismantle?
You can say that Donald Trump's trying to dismantle that. What you're not getting the point. You're not really getting the point. You're focused on this like left and right, conservative and liberal. This is the problem with both of you people, because I'm a nationalist. I'm not neither left or left or right. You people focus too much on like, oh, Trump's destroying this and Kamala's destroying it. What's good for the nation? What's good for our overall people? As we know that Donald Trump, Kamala Harris represent the ruling class. Donald Trump represents a class, a part of the ruling class that is not in power. He got in power in 2016, showed that, these people are now rising and emerging. Nationalism is important, and he took that wave and did what he wanted with it. I don't think he's a true nationalist. I think he represents American populism.
Okay. Just to be totally honest, as a socialist, regardless of whether or not you think that one is they're both ruling class. Okay, if they're both ruling class, you look at what is the effect right on the working class due to the policies that exist from both sides. Is there a clear distinction between the policies specifically of the Democrats versus the Republicans, like clearly with Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump?
No, both.
Okay, Donald Trump didn't have a housing policy, didn't have a healthcare policy, didn't have a childcare policy. Kamala Harris had all three of those things. The child care tax credit, when implemented in 2021, reduced childhood poverty by 40 to 50%.
That would have been very destructive for many, I would say, black people in this country. I'm black myself from Detroit.
The child tax credit?
It would be very destructive for black people, yes.
You understand that reduced childhood poverty by 40 to 50% when implemented? You think that's destructive to reduce childhood poverty?
No, it would not, Parker. Listen, you're not going to out-Parker.
That's what it did.
It would not, Parker. No.
I can show you when it was implemented in 2021.
When you do these kind of things for the black, so I'll tell you this, growing up in Detroit, we've put so much money into the black community. And because black people are incapable.
Wait, this just relates to, this is something, the child tax credit applies to everyone. And why are people spamming in the comment section about your posts?
We're not even talking about it affects everybody. I'm going to talk about how it affects black Americans. That's what matters. That's what's important, because Kamala Harris ran on that. She pushed that because it's like, oh, this is going to be good for black Americans. It's good for the low income communities. And when they use that, they're mainly.
I don't even think she used that phrasing at all during her administration.
Yes, she did. She talked about extensively. Yes, she was.
Okay, can you give me an example?
So when you go on her website, I don't know if it's still up there, but she pushed heavily for black men and black people. We ain't going back.
Okay, yeah, so
for these policies because we're going to go back into slavery.
Wait, so she had policies targeted towards every community. She literally had policies targeted towards every community.
She had policies targeted specifically towards black people.
And there was also policies that were targeted towards plenty of other communities, right? Meant to uplift all of everyone to create. You understand. You have to take this from an intersection.
No. I'm going to take this from being a black person in America. I know how they pander to us in the black community.
Wait. Can you explain to me how Kamala Harris was pandering?
What do you mean how she's pandering? It's the same way the Democratic and Republican Party has pandered for the last 20 years to black people and minorities. They've done it because it only benefits them politically. With Democrats, it benefits them in terms of votes. Republicans, it benefits them in terms of corporations. Both of them have an interest in that. They pander to black people because they push this narrative to black people that you're a victim, you're oppressed. Oh, you've gone through slavery and Jim Crow. Boo fucking who. She went on this narrative.
I don't think you can just say. I think that is incredibly insane to say.
No, it's not.
Boo fucking who to the entire history of people.
Yeah, slavery does not matter. Slavery is not an effect for me.
Marginalized. That's ridiculous.
Slavery is nothing. Slavery.
Do you think that there could be generational impacts from things like slavery, redlining, Jim Crow?
So do you
think that creates generational impacts?
Parker, do you think that you, as a white man today, right? Do you think that you have that you're oppressing me, a black person? Your family may.
I'm not arguing me as an individual. Andre, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing me as an individual. I'm oppressing you. That's not the argument that I'm making. What I'm saying is that there are, due to historical acts of racism, exist disparate outcomes that affect people generationally speaking throughout time, right? And those types of things need to be addressed because they cause real world problems and how people get affected today in society.
Parker,
right? And we can see that in plenty of different scenarios. Black people today are not
affected by slavery. Black people today are not affected by slavery.
You can't say generationally speaking that people aren't impacted. That's actually insane.
My family's been here since 1740. We're not affected by slavery. So you don't have
you can't say that there isn't any impact
on
communities as a whole from things like slavery.
Parker, there is no effect on slavery with black people today. There's no effect at all.
I don't think you can say that there is zero.
Yes.
I think that's actually insane to say that there's
it's not insane to say.
Impact.
As a black person, no, I am not affected by slavery that happened centuries ago in this country. No. I'm not affected by that.
You can say as an individual that you think that you're not impacted. That does not mean as a community overall that everyone wouldn't be impacted by that.
So let me go back to what I'm saying. Let's bring this back to a civil, because I do want to talk.
Andre, do you agree with that point that you could say that from your perspective? You could say that, right? But that doesn't mean that that's true overall as a community, descriptively true.
I couldn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
Yeah, you could say from your perspective that you believe that for yourself, but that doesn't mean that as
myself. I'm talking about for black people as a whole. What are you talking about?
So then how do you qualify that? Can you give me any type of analysis that would indicate that? Because there are plenty of different things I can look at statistically.
I can bring up a bunch of things statistically.
I can give an argument like I have already.
We could talk about single parent households. All this has nothing to do with slavery. That is absent from slavery. Now, if you want to bring
do you think that can impact things generationally? That's what I asked.
Can I continue a point for 2 seconds?
I'm sorry, but I just asked that one question. You didn't answer it.
I didn't hear what the question was. You asked me about how that affects me personally.
No. I'm saying, how do you think that can impact things generationally speaking?
I told you that no, slavery does not impact black Americans generationally. No, it does not. This is not 1900. This is 1900.
Okay. So you don't think that people who were historically disenfranchised, who went through Jim Crow, right, and slavery, are going to be impacted in terms of their ability to get access to income? Right, or through the existence of racism, systems of racism that literally that were separating people from getting access to particular types of amenities on the basis of their skin color.
Exists today? Does that system of racism exist today?
I think that so when you say a system of racism, you'd reference things that are going to be overdue to this. Yeah, so there's a difference between systematic, right, and systemic racism. The systemic racism that exists today is I'm just explaining.
Okay.
Yeah, systematic is going to be predicated directly through the law, whereas the systemic is specifically going to be through different types of social and cultural systems, right, that are reinforcing, right, racism, particularly within our society today, right? Okay. That would be through racism, particularly having effects, right, on disparate outcomes in terms of police brutality, or they have disparate outcomes in terms of healthcare, disparate outcomes in socioeconomic standings, plenty of things that would have a generational impact and would impact people today, right? And still do, and we can see that descriptively.
It's not actually true, Parker. So
wait,
we're talking about,
what's not true?
Can I go on for like?
Wait, what's not true with what I said? Can you be clear?
So everything you talked about is saying, like, well, these things have a generational impact on Black America, slavery, Jim Crow. You can make an argument for Jim Crow and how that affects an older generation, right? We're talking about boomers and Gen Xers to a degree, depending on where you were born. But a majority of those later part of Gen X, millennials and Gen Z, no, we're not affected by slavery and Jim Crow. What we're affected by in the Black community is a culture of crime and criminality. We've embraced a culture that is extremely hostile and extremely detrimental to us as Black people. And we embrace it because multinational corporations support pushing this narrative to both Black and white communities, both poor Black and white communities, but heavily on the Black community. We embrace a crime of culture. We look at this in the crime statistics, 13% of the population. We don't commit all the crimes, but per capita, we commit a majority of the crimes. Now, I know you're probably going to bring up, well, we have 50% of these
also make up a majority of exoneration.
I know you're about to say that. So no. That's not fucking true. I swear.
That is true. That is true. You can literally look that up.
That is not true.
It is totally true.
If you look at the National Registry,
you look at the exonerations. You can look at the
exonerations. That is data from 1989 to 2022, and it's only 2,939 exonerations out of the millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people that go into jail all the time, constantly throughout the decades. You're going to say, well, they have the highest rate. They don't have the highest rate. Right? We're talking about a constant flow of people. We're talking about
when you're referencing exonerations, what percent? Can you answer the question?
Out of that 2,000,
what percent of exonerations are
Black people have the most?
Are a majority of exonerations Black people?
No,
absolutely, that is true, right? That is true. It's actually 7 times more likely.
You're not phrasing it right. Hold on, Parker. The majority of the exoneration, out of the 2,934 exonerations, this is from the National Registry of Exonerations.
What is exonerations?
Black people.
What are exonerations?
We're talking about exonerated from crimes. You know why they do that? Because of lack of DNA evidence. Most of these cases are prior to when DNA evidence expanded. When we look at today, no, a good majority of Black criminals are convicted a good majority of the time. Black people per capita.
So again, that's not actually describing the fact that this type of disparity exists in terms of.
There's no disparity.
That is a disparity. What's a disparity? Can you tell me what a disparity is?
And we're talking about the disparity. So you're saying that there's a difference.
Andre, can you tell me what a disparity is?
I know where you're about to go into. You're talking about a difference in terms of convictions, terms of prosecution. You can make an argument.
Can you answer my question? I've been very respectful. I've asked questions over and over and over again, and you haven't answered any of the questions
I have
that I've
answered your question. You just don't like the answer.
I'm asking you a specific question.
Coming up here telling you that yes, Black people commit more crime.
I'm asking you a literal specific question. You're not answering it.
I answered every question you had. You just don't like the answer. That's what it is, Parker.
Okay, what was the question and what was your answer? If you can't tell me, I'm just going to kick you and go on to the next person. Because I've asked questions over and over again.
I'm a military vet,
you're
so
not
I forget
responding.
things all the time. But go ahead, remind me, please. Remind me of my own self. Go ahead.
So you don't know the question and you don't know?
No, what was your question that you just recently asked? You just asked a question, right? We were talking back.
Yeah, my question that I just asked you was asking you what I specifically just asked you. And it said, if you could not answer what I just asked you, I'm going to kick you because I've asked questions over and over and over again. And you haven't answered any of the things that I've asked at all.
Answered everything you said. I've answered it. You just don't like the answer.
No, you said that you answered it. I asked you what specifically did you answer? What was the question you answered? Right? And what was your answer? And you couldn't tell me what that is. And I said, if you couldn't answer that, I'm going to kick you.
And I just said it to you. I answered the question. I want you to go back if you answered anything between that.
Okay, I'm going to kick you, bro.
Okay,
Seriously, he could not tell me. Bro, I seriously asked you the question, right? You have to be able to restate the question you answered, right? And the question, I asked, at least one of them. What's up? How old are you?
Hey, this is Pablo.
How old are you?
Hey, I'm 62, man. How are you?
Did you vote Trump?
I did, man. And you know what? I'm from the hood, too. And I just want to talk a little bit about this. So I'm from Philly. And a big driver for me is I just feel that the policies of the previous administration, and quite frankly, all Democrats, keep us locked in these projects, in these hoods, by the way you fund our schools, right? When you make our schools funded by property taxes and you give a rich community more money than you do
I totally disagree with property taxes.
Community. Wait, let me finish, sir. I think this is a big reason why people in the hood came out for Donald Trump, because I think we see the truth is that education is the only way for us to get out of here. And when you give our kids less money than you do, the funding system is based off local property taxes, right? So a rich community will have $30, $40, $50,000 more in Pennsylvania than a poor community, right? And we have no way. We can't leave our schools. We're stuck here in these communities. So Parker, I ask you, like, how can you defend this existing system where we're 49th in America, right? We spend the most, 49th in the world, but we spend the most on education. How can you defend this inequitable system just because what, teacher unions are strong and you all vote liberal? Like, I don't get it, man.
Can I respond?
Generation after generation. I mean, I could show you my father and my grandfather. We're all here in Philly.
Can I respond?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so property taxes aren't going to change with Donald Trump or Kamala Harris being the president in terms of the state funding, right, for school systems. I would like to change that state funding because I think it's regressive and negatively impacts people. And the only people that are advocating to get rid of these types of things that are regressive are Democrats. Donald Trump's advocating for tariff policy that would negatively impact people regressively because they spend a greater proportion of their income on imported goods, right, which would affect consumer products specifically for disproportionately lower income individuals. So the policy that was supported by Democrats is like objectively better for low and middle income individuals, right? Donald Trump's policy would literally increase their taxes, right? If you look at the overall structure of replacing the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act specifically with tariffs. So I understand like the concern specifically in wanting to like better people who are lower and middle income, but like voting for Donald Trump doesn't get that at all. It actually like negatively impacts lower income individuals. Push the money.
Parker,
so when you say how can you like support this particular system, the reality of the matter is that it's going to be Democrats or Republicans. If you want to effectively create change, you have to do so by affecting things politically within the system. If you completely cut off the political system, you're completely cutting yourself from any access to any power that would allow you to change conditions for people for healthcare, education, childcare that creates meaningful change in our society.
Parker, I didn't want to cut you off because I don't like when people do that. And I appreciate your response. But I will say, at least Donald Trump gave us a solution with a voucher plan where, we didn't have to be stuck in these schools. We would essentially have a backpack of money that would typically go to the public school that we could take anywhere, right? Like, what is wrong with giving families choice to get out of these bad schools? You should come to Philly because, just so you know, 10 kids start. Let me just, Parker, I didn't interrupt you.
That disenfranchises lower income people, though. That disenfranchises lower income people. That, like, I understand your perspective, but it disenfranchises people who are lower income because they don't have the ability to get access to transportation at the same degree to go to the different schools specifically. So they're going to be stuck at the schools that you're referencing in the areas that they're already in. And those schools are going to be heavily underfunded. They're going to be disenfranchised to an extensive degree, even more, right? This would create a better system overall if we just change the funding mechanism over time. And that's actually going to come through Democrats. Republicans aren't advocating for any of those systems, and the vouchers disenfranchise people who are lower income.
Okay, Parker, I just want to say this, though. Do you believe that you really think competition wouldn't cause scores to rise, services to rise to families if there wasn't a monopoly where the Philadelphia Public School District was just guaranteed this money? Let me say one last thing. If there's 10 kids that start Philly today, only 2 of them are going to graduate. Like, what business can we have a 20% success rate and like still give them $1 billion next year? Because that's the budget here in Philly.
Wait, so then wouldn't you want to affect things that would specifically lead to better outcomes? And I don't know where you would see or getting that statistic. I would like to see where you specifically got that. But like,
I'm in Philly.
Wouldn't you want to create better conditions over time specifically for that type of education, whether it be through socioeconomic means or different types of programs, right? Things that like literally the only people who are advocating for are Democrats. Right. Otherwise, how are you going to effectively create change? Like, you're identifying a problem. You're not identifying any type of meaningful solution.
No, Parker, we had Jay-Z, we had Meek Mill, we had all these people come to the hood because it's so bad here. You need to come see it for yourself. Like, we are ruining generations and generations of kids, Parker. And if we could allow
what's
these
ruining children? What's ruining children?
These poor schools that we're in.
Wait, what leads to a better society for lower and middle income individuals?
Education.
The Republican platform or the Democratic platform?
That's what I'm telling you. Having competition around education, the Republican platform.
Wait, you think that Donald Trump is better for lower income individuals?
1,000%. Because
so then how you have to address tariffs that are going to cause massive increases in prices, a lacking healthcare policy, a lacking childcare policy, a lacking housing affordability policy. He ran on no policy. His policy literally takes money from people with lower income and gives it to rich people. You have to be like actually insane to believe that Donald Trump's tax policy is somehow going to be better for lower income individuals. You have to be crazy to believe that Donald Trump's education policy is going to be better for lower income individuals. Like what policy are you saying is better? Tell me what policy. What policy is better?
I'm telling you, putting competition into education with a voucher program.
I just told you. I already responded to the voucher that disenfranchises lower income individuals because of access to transportation, right? Because it's going to be the case that those particular
that's not right though.
Those places of education are going to have less people, and they're literally going to they're going to have no way to fund themselves. They're going to go out of business.
We need to get rid of these bad schools, Parker.
Wait. So then, are you going to?
The bad schools need to go away.
So why don't you fund schools so that they're not bad? Why don't you fund schools so they're not bad? Why don't you create federal? Why don't you create federal regulations specifically that are going to cause these different types of schooling places to increase their standards? You give them income. You give them the ability. You give them teachers a greater level of teacher to
Parker. Why didn't Biden do
things that have already worked that are statistically proven that we can easily adopt?
But why didn't
everywhere?
Parker, tell me why Biden didn't do that? Because we just got through 4 years.
Because it is the case you have to get things through Congress. Why haven't a Republican Congress over and over again voted for any type of legislation that would help housing?
But he could have done an executive order like Trump's going to do with education. What executive order?
Tell me which one specifically.
There could be an executive order for a national voucher program, which will happen here.
Dude, you just keep saying the same voucher program over and over again. I've already referenced it. Is that all you have? Is that the only policy you know of?
No, I'm talking one issue.
Name one other one. Name one other policy. Name one other policy of Trump's.
It's not about that. I'm just trying to
name
give
one
you
other policy.
A perspective. A lot of people are talking a whole bunch of.
Thanks for your perspective. Thanks for your perspective. What's another policy of Trump's?
Okay, Parker, I'll let you go, man. You're getting upset.
No, name one other policy. Just name one. Please name one.
See, the problem is you're not from this community, so you don't understand it.
Please name one policy. Seriously, give me one policy. I'm just asking one other policy. Do you even know? Are you trolling?
I'm not trolling. I'm just talking of one issue that affects me. What's wrong with having an issue
name one
that affects me?
Name one other policy.
You see, you want me to name another issue because I don't think you can win on this one. I think you.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Dude, you can't name it. You can't name a policy. All you knew is the voucher program.
Well, okay, you can make fun of all you want, Parker.
I'm sorry. That's actually ridiculous.
Feel your energy. You wouldn't be getting excited if you didn't realize. You're just trying to move things around the table because you don't have an answer to this. Kamal did not have an answer.
I love. Doesn't have an answer for education. I'm not saying she had a 100% answer for education. I'm saying there's actually a policy where Donald Trump has nothing. Donald Trump wants to restrict that. The limits to the Department of Education. You understand that that's going to have impacts that disproportionately impact lower income individuals.
I know you know that the federal funding to schools is less than 10%. You know that. You know that.
Wait, do you think that that's still not going to have a disproportionate effect, even if it were 10%? And where's your source?
Again, he's bringing that money back to the state.
What's your source for that? I'm actually not even familiar with that.
Well, just look at school funding.
Give me the source. What's the source for that?
I don't have a source, but you can look it up.
You don't have a source. You just made it up.
No, I'm just telling you. I know that the majority of funding is local property taxes, then followed by state, then followed by federal. That's how it is.
Wait, so you understand that there are federal protections, though. The federal protections, well, there's also things like FOFSA, right? These provide federal aid, right, and help to people who are lower income, right? Those things, right? If there's not a Department of Education, what's supporting those federal programs?
Hey, look, there's nothing supporting us now. I'm just telling you.
There's nothing
you might be helping middle
federal
class
programs.
Parker, you're helping the middle class, but you're forgetting about this whole piece of society that's going to then have no options. They're going to commit 75% of the crimes because they have no other way to make money.
Wait. I advocate for a society, right, that literally creates conditions in which people will be less likely to commit different types of crime, right, based upon those things. You're talking about like socioeconomic conditions creating crime out of
I'm telling you, I'm here in the hood right now. You're in your suburb. I'm here in the hood. Yeah. You're tripping. It is not good here right now.
Wait, I'm not saying.
Safety. We can't get jobs. Parker, you're in a neighborhood.
I understand. What I'm referencing is that we need to create conditions long term, right? That better conditions of everyone overall from a socioeconomic standpoint through the context of federal policy through the executive branch. If we had a more progressive candidate, a more progressive voter base, you understand there would be a more likely chance that there's going to be better conditions for lower income individuals.
Well,
That is the best way of
happened,
actually
and I
making
think-
any type of meaningful change that's long term is to do it through this means, because that's actually something that's going to be around for decades.
But it
right?
never happened. It never happened, and we're here, and we got a problem.
Well, we can make it happen because we need to go out and vote. We need to go out and vote. We need to get involved. We need to vote for the correct people. We need to be rational. We need to be critical. We need to have these conversations, like actually over and over and over again.
And I just want to say one last thing. I know everyone was hating on Andre. Okay, everyone's saying, "Oh, you switching sides, you race baiting." I mean, how weak is that? Right? Because someone has an opinion. Because someone has an opinion.
Can you okay? Well, is there anything else you want to talk about, Arad?
No, I just wanted to bring that up, man. You need to hear it from other parts of society. I'm sure you're hearing it from all different kind. But in the hood, things are not right, and that's why we're not supporting the Democrats, because we're not getting anything out of these administrations, man. We went through 4 years of it, and it's worse now.
Okay, you understand that it's going to create worse conditions to vote for Donald Trump for lower income individuals.
That doesn't make sense.
Right?
Doesn't make sense.
Tariffs cause prices to go up even more than they already have. Right. That's why the Fed has specifically not cut the interest rates as much as they would have. They changed it to 2 instead of 4 for like the overall cycle. That specifically is going to decrease the level of cuts they're making, which causes people to to have like lower expectations for the future, which causes a reduction in demand. That's the point of it.
I'll just tell you, no one here from the hood cares about a damn tariff. We care about real life stuff.
That you have to. It's economics. You have to care about economics.
Okay, then talk to us like that, educate us so we can understand it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then I'm trying to explain that. I have been explaining that. That's what I'm exactly doing right now. I'm literally explaining to you the effect of a tariff.
Right, but I'm telling you, these schools are not educating our kids. So you got a whole group of people out here.
I advocate for better economic scenarios for people in the context of education that literally give people access to statistics, economics. I think that needs to be a lot earlier. Language courses a lot earlier in their life when they're like in kindergarten. I think that there needs to be plenty of differences in our current education standards that don't exist now. There needs to be more teachers per student. There's plenty of conditions that we can change in the context of education that are not being addressed right now. But in order to address that, in order to be able to get to those conversations, we have to defeat people like Donald Trump, who are actively fighting against the democracy, who have been held civilly liable of sexually abusing women, who are engaging in tariff policy that disproportionately negatively impacts lower income individuals. He has no child care policy, no health care policy. He didn't even run on policy. It's just vibes right now. In order to be able to have those types of conversations, we have to get a hell of a lot past where the fuck we are with Donald Trump. And the fact that you'd support Donald Trump in the position in which you've acknowledged this part of the conversation, right, just genuinely shows the problem that we're in right now. Like, we have to be like a lot more critical in terms of the policy, because it's literally going to disenfranchise lower income individuals more. People are going to be less safe under a Donald Trump presidency and economic standards, right, for lower income individuals. That's the reality. Right.
But the reality is you're telling people they're going to be less safe when they're already hurting. That doesn't mean anything to us. That's what I'm saying. The messaging that you guys are pushing out is wrong. You need to be more empathetic and understand where people are, and that people really are trapped by their education. People are in these projects. They are projects, right? Like, bro, you need to come to Philly. You just need to see it for yourself. Come to Kensington, and you'll be like, you know what? You're right. This is not working. So there's more kids on the street than are in schools.
And again, I identify that there's a problem. Moms and boys, thank you for subscription. But the point I'm saying is that we need to vote for more progressive policy. What you voted for leads to worse conditions long term. If you wanted more progressive policy, specifically to get people access to more affordable conditions for education, for healthcare, for housing, you actually need to vote for policy, right? Like, you literally voted for something to be worse. Like, I'm actually serious.
No, I mean, again, I think the real reason for me was we just wanted choice, man. We like, I got grandbabies, man. We stuck in these schools, man. I need to get them out of here. You don't understand. When you can't learn when you're worried about your safety. You guys are not seeing this other side of America.
How does Donald Trump increase safety? People. Please tell me how Donald Trump increases safety.
How Donald Trump increases safety?
Yeah.
Because we can get out of these neighborhoods, bro. I'm now forced to be in these schools with these killers. You don't even understand it. Okay, my kids want to learn. This is not right. I've tried to get my kids in other schools. We can't afford to go to these schools. We had a voucher program. We could get there, and we don't have to be in these conditions. But this is the system y'all want to have happen, like lock us in these little places. I mean, at what point do we say we'll take any other option? You tell me, Parker, because it doesn't. No one talked to us, and then furthermore,
wait. What you're saying with the voucher program, you would then be able to afford to move? Is that what you're saying?
There would be other schools, yes, that we could go to. There's,
you have
for
children?
example, Boys Latin of Philadelphia.
I have a question. Do you have children?
I do, yeah.
The child tax credit increase would have given you more money. How many children do you have?
I got 3.
You're okay. Yeah, you would have got, okay. So there was going to be so Kamala Harris was advocating for a child tax credit, right? It was $3,600 through them being 5 years old, $3,000 through them being 18. The current one right now is $2,000. So if you have 3 children, right, the minimum that you would get more is $3,000 each year off of the child tax credit alone. Plus, she's advocating for a tax credit, a $25,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers for new homes. So she could literally give a tax credit for a down payment, right, for a house, right, that was just newly made in a new area. So
yeah,
she
and that's
had
what I'm
policies that
most
meaningfully
people,
impacted both of those things.
Most of these people can't even take advantage of those.
Those were her main policies.
No, we can't take advantage of those programs. You don't get it.
They were for everyone.
Okay.
That's what she was advocating for. That's what her platform she was running on. Those were 2 meaningful policies to address the situation that you just brought up. Donald Trump, what was his meaningful policy to address any of those things? You said choice. What is how much are people going to get through a voucher program that would create conditions in which are better to be able to move? Like comparative to the child tax credit, like I just referenced, and the housing tax credit.
What I'll tell you is, whatever the number would be, it'd be less than we are right now, right? You know, I mean, more than we are right now, right? You can't have one district with $53,000 a year to buy teachers, books, and so forth, and then have us at $13,000. That's and we're separated by a street, bro. I mean, come on, man, y'all tripping.
Wait, so but what's Donald Trump's policy that's better?
The policy would be, it would lift the restriction for me to send my kid across the street to the more wealthier school that has better resources. That's a big deal to us.
Yeah,
we want to go across the street. We can't go across the street, even though we live right here, right? I can't go to the good school. So that's the problem. Like, don't restrict us and put us in these places. And that's how it feels when you're poor.
How did Kamala Harris restrict people from doing that?
Well, a good example. Let me give you another example, Kamala. In California, if you're poor, your kids a lot of times will miss school. What did Kamala Harris do? She decided, I'm going to put these kids at families in prison. You know what it's like when
no one went to prison for socioeconomic situations. No. If it was socioeconomic, those exceptions. No, she did not brag about that. That was totally wrong. You just that was a totally made up thing. Like literally, she did not put anyone in jail for socioeconomic conditions and not allowing people to get access to like going to school. That was never the case.
That's just not true, brother.
No, you literally just can you give me any source? Seriously, give me one source. I want you to give me a source.
I'll give you it in Pennsylvania.
Can you give me a source?
10 days, you go to the in Pennsylvania. You want me to text you a source right now?
Can you just tell me like a title or anything?
A title like of a website?
Yeah, of anything.
Well, I don't have a source on me. You want me to go online and Google this?
Then where did you get that? Where'd you get that? Why should I trust what you're saying right there? Does it have any evidence? Is there any source that indicates that? Or is that just going to be
that she didn't create a policy to prosecute parents if they miss more than 10 days? Yeah, that's factual. You can Google it.
So again,
that's a law in California.
For socioeconomic conditions. No, you're referencing it's for unreasonable circumstances. It's not for 10. That's actually, no, that's not true.
No, 10 is the state
you're
law.
also
That's
referencing
factual. In Pennsylvania, it's 10. I went to court for it.
She's in California. Why are you referencing Pennsylvania? What are you talking about?
I'm telling you in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I understand, but she was in California. So what effect did she have on Pennsylvania?
I'm giving you the example of her approach is to marginalize us in the way of putting us in jail because
compared
if you're
Donald
poor
Trump's
already,
policies?
A lot of these kids have to work. That's what you don't get it. It's not like you're when you grew up and you could just do what you want to do. A lot of these kids are actually working through their K through 12 experience, right? To make ends meet, bro.
Okay, so
that's what I'm trying to tell you. And then you're going to go and put
Donald
people
Trump
in jail?
he wants to defund the Department of Education,
Right, but that would put more money into individual schools. Yes.
You think that's good? You think that puts more money into schools?
100%.
You think cutting federal funding?
What do you think the Department of Education budget
just clarify. Just clarify. You think the funding, getting rid of the federal funding through the Department of Education would increase funding to schools?
100%. 100%, because that money would get distributed at the state level and it would all go.
No, brain hurts, chat, brain hurts. That's like actually cutting funding. That's like literally cutting funding, dude. Cutting funding increases funding. No, I'm good. I'm too elevated for that, bro. I'm way too elevated for that right now, bro. Please stop, bro. Stop. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, we're gonna go on to the next person. Too far gone. Okay. Everyone tap the screen. Let's get to 500,000 likes. Share the live as well, everyone. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, I did.
How old are you?
I did. I am 21.
What state do you live in?
I live in Oklahoma.
What time is it?
2.
Not even close, bro. Not even fucking close. Not even fucking close. Jeez.
What's up, Parker?
What's up? How old are you?
43.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
Well, I was. So you were talking about the truancy. So what was your claim? You said she didn't lock people up.
I saw no evidence that she locked people up.
Well,
based on
factcheck.org right here says Senator Kamala Harris acknowledges that a
Based on
2010 state
conditions?
truancy law she sponsored resulted in some parents being jailed.
Wait, but not based on socioeconomic conditions. Was that on socioeconomic conditions? And also, what's the title?
It's just factcheck.org. Kamala Harris spins facts on truancy law.
I'm waiting. I asked, is that based on like socioeconomic conditions? And also, can you?
Well, I'm just saying she jailed parents
for socioeconomic conditions, and also like you understand that also like follows under neglect, right? Right. If it's for unreasonable circumstances, right, under the context of the law, that qualifies under neglect. So, are you saying that you shouldn't be hard on crime? Is the right
she locked
advocating?
Up parents because
are you
their
advocating
kid was
to,
sick?
Are you advocating? No, that's not true.
Parents
that's
had
not
kids
Give me a
sick
source.
in the hospital.
Source on that
they
one.
were in the hospital with their sick
I
kids,
need a
and
source
she
on
wanted
that
to
one.
threaten them to put them in
give
jail.
Me a source. What's the source? Source.
Exactly.
What's the source, Steve? What's the source?
What do you mean?
That's just not true. Give me a source. Give me a source for that claim. You want me to find? You said they were in the hospital, right? And they were not able to go to school because they were in the hospital, and that's the reason why she put people's parents in prison. Please give me a fucking source for that.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on.
Because I would totally condemn that. Absolutely, that's fucking insane, right? But no, that's not what happened. I've at least not seen any evidence of that. Ever, never seen that. Can't wait to see this one. Any question? Do I have to go to DuckDuckGo for this one? Okay, well, we'll let you keep typing that out. I'll get another person up here to help you. All right, what's good, everyone? Tap that screen. Let's run up to 500,000 likes. Share live as well, everyone. What's up, y'all? I need to catch up. I'm so fucking behind. Sarah, thank you so much for the $25 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Trina. But thank you so much for the 2025 classes. Thank you. What's good, everyone? Yes, Monica, absolutely. Yeah, Elena, you're absolutely right. I was reading those. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. Yes, seriously, that would take away equitable education. And Devin, thank you so much for the $1. Thank you.
Hey, yo, I just wanted to say, Kamala Harris did not motherfucking put a woman in school for truancy. Take one lady's daughter to whatever this dude's talking about. He's sitting here lying. You know what I'm saying? A judge did that. Kamala Harris put a law in place, and a judge took advantage of the law.
So it did happen. It did happen after she sponsored the law for truancy.
I was talking.
She sponsored the law.
Hey, no, she didn't sponsor anything.
Of course she's not the judge. Did I ever say Kamala Harris was a judge, Parker?
The judge put that in. The judge put that in, you piece of shit. You get on here lying all day. I'm sick and tired of you.
So what you're saying is true. What you're saying is true. That parents were locked up because their child was sick in a hospital.
Bro, a judge did that.
Parents had their children in a hospital, and a judge locked them up because Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris.
Not Kamala Harris.
Wow, amazing. Thank you for proving it right.
A judge did that, right? No one proved you right. You're just an idiot that wants to be right.
Dude, no one's proving that Kamala Harris was a judge. Are you stupid? Are you that dumb?
Said Kamala Harris was
no one said Kamala Harris was a judge.
I said a judge fucking put the fucking child in
Who do you think's gonna do it? Who do you think charges you with
Oh my God. Okay. A fucking judge
eating the mic.
used the law that Kamala Harris put in place for his re-election campaign and put that mother in jail. That had nothing to do with Kamala Harris. It was a judge that did that and took that teacher on a motherfucking perp walk. You blame that judge. You don't blame Kamala Harris. That was somebody trying to do some bullshit to get reelected. If you're gonna talk about something, read the whole shit in context. Instead of trying to win fucking political points. I'm sick and tired of you motherfuckers getting on here every day lying, bro. Like motherfuckers can read. We can go to the article and read it. What are you talking about, dog? I'm sick and tired of you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers talk about all this shit about Trump. Trump ain't nothing but a lying bastard.
Yeah, you agree with this guy.
No, I'm saying, man, shut your ass up.
You agree with Parker?
You agree with a dude that
you agree with this guy, right, Parker? Yeah, this is your buddy, huh?
No, I'm saying, hey, yo, I don't even know Parker. I don't even know
Parker.
Your butt buddy,
Parker?
I don't know Parker. I don't know
Why
Parker,
is Steve so weird?
I don't know Parker, homie. I was strolling past and seeing this shit and seeing you lying. Like, dude, just stop lying. Stop trying to act like people can't go out here and read the article themselves.
He ran away. He's so scared.
You know what I'm saying, man, Joe? I'm sorry. I know I'm probably gonna get banned, and it was worth it because I'm sick and tired of these MAGA motherfuckers all day, every day. They get on this motherfucker, they get on here every day and just lie about shit that you can go on Redhead and read about. They lie about saying that Project 2025 wasn't part of Trump's plan. Hey, come to find out when he get elected, Project 2025 was a part of the fucking plan. Who could have done it? Oh, I don't know. The fucking the Heritage Foundation that said, hey, Trump did 64% of our fucking policies. So I'm not fucking reading that? That's just a figment of my fucking imagination. I'm tired of them, man. I'm tired. When are we gonna get tired of motherfuckers just lying for lying's sake? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is this? I'm sorry, man. I'm going.
No, you totally cooked. You totally cooked. I'm just gonna be totally honest.
Saying, no, man, that just pissed me off, man. You sitting there telling him like, yo, you're saying it. You're like, yo, she did not do that. You I bet you didn't even read all of it, and you understood more of it than what he did. People like him just look for gotcha points. Oh, she signed this law. Oh, okay. Who implemented that law? She signed. Oh, she did do the law, and guess what? People take advantage of certain laws to do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? People would take advantage of a law to get reelected. I'm sorry that if people in politics do crappy shit, and then instead of blaming the judge that actually implemented the plan, all of you for election purposes to make Kamala Harris look bad, blamed it all on Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. I'm not sitting here saying she's perfect. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like, but I tell people all the time, I want you to take this, Parker. I don't have to lie when the truth would do. Nobody got to lie on you when the truth would do. The only people that got to lie are the people that don't either know what they're talking about, look for attention, or looking to naturally misinform because they think they're going to get something out of it. That is it. You know what I'm saying? Trump lies because why he think he going to get something out of it? Dude is a fucking child. He an 86-year-old fucking child. And we elected this dumb motherfucker right back into office. And now everything that he said he was going to do, we've been G. I swear to God, I started only following you only a little bit because I don't go on TikTok like that. And I heard you screaming from the fucking rooftops. Yo, he's saying it. You showed videos of him saying it. Like, and these people was like, oh, he didn't mean it. He don't mean it. He don't mean it. What the fuck you mean he don't mean it? He an 86-year-old man. If I say, I'm 40 years old. If I say something right now, motherfuckers gonna take my fucking word for it. But you mean a motherfucker that's gonna motherfucking run the country? We ain't supposed to take his motherfucking word? And then I ain't supposed to be mad? Like that shit makes sense?
Yeah, like Donald Trump was more likely to be like right, even though he lied like 30,000 times confirmed under his administration.
Dude, he lied 30,648 times in office last time. That was a fucking record. You can go and read it.
Hey, he's the first in something tremendously high.
God damn, bro. Like, and then, bro, I don't know how you do it. I just want to say, I know you probably getting your bag off of it, and congratulations. I can understand why you get it, why you could get calm. But this would make me have an aneurysm. This would make me dox a motherfucker and go find you for real. Like, fuck the police, fuck them. I'm gonna dox you. I'm going to come get you. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I don't want to say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. Let me calm down. But yeah,
now you got flagged.
I got flagged. I
appreciate you coming up, though.
All right, man. All right.
Appreciate you. Have a great day. All right, let's get on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Do tap that screen for standard. Do tap the screen. Let's get to 1 million likes, everyone. Share the live as well, everyone.
And why can't everyone be like CB?
Oh, W. All right, let's get this next person up here. Do tap that screen. Do share the live. Everyone will help get out to more people. What's up, everyone joining in? I think I saw Danny rated. I'm not quite sure who that is. My memory is just like very Dan rated. My memory is so bad right now. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
25.
Okay, did you vote Trump? Nope. Okay, they left. All right, we're going to the next person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We've gotten a lot more fetuses. I think that's during like the winter break. I think I should have thought about that. You know, it's been a while since I've been out of like school, so I like didn't even think about that. You know, what's up? How old are you? I'm like, that makes more sense. More fetuses make sense. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay.
Really?
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello? Yeah, so
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
yeah, I voted Trump.
Yes. Is there a way you can turn off the background noise in the back?
Yeah, sorry. My girlfriend was also looking at the stream as well.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So why'd you vote Trump?
I have my own diesel mechanic company, and I made a lot more money when he was in when he was in office, because
like what years
a
was
lot
he in
of my
office?
oils. Sorry?
What years was he in office?
He was in office between 2018 to 2022.
2018
Am I
to
wrong?
2022? Where'd you get those years from?
Yeah.
You think he was in office when inflation started? What?
Oh, wait, sorry. No, 2016. 2016.
First the Galaxy, thank
to
you so much, Break. I
2018.
appreciate it. So it was good in 2016, right?
Yeah, it was good in 2016.
Yeah, Obama
I
was
started
the
my
president.
business.
Obama was the president in 2016. So Trump inherited a
No.
good economy?
No, he didn't inherit a good economy.
Well, you just said it was good in
I don't think
2016.
so.
You said it was good.
No.
So if it was already good, he inherited it as good, and then like when he left, right, there was like high unemployment. Appreciate the 2025. Appreciate, thank you.
Okay.
Holy moly, it's going down. Laura Loomer just joined Bannon's show to go off on Elon Musk.
Why does this guy have unfettered access to President Trump? And what are the national security implications of this? I know that you've spoken out about this, and we really need to have an honest conversation about this. At what point do we say, thank you so much for supporting President Trump and donating to his ground game, but these conflicts are inappropriate and they're going to...
Yeah, I just want to get on your stream.
So
yeah, you're an amazing guy. I love you. Bye.
Okay. The Canadian, they like me. They're probably left wing, maybe. All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. We are just looking for some debates. Elena, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much on Venmo. I appreciate it. For happy 2025. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. 2025 is crazy. We're in the Black Ops 2 year. I'm just gonna. I'm a weird gamer, bro, like that. Okay, please. Josie with the $50 on Cash App. Can we get some W's for Josie? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $50. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Oh, Dan, Dirty Dan. That makes sense. Why am I, dude? Why is my brain? My brain is not working. Yo, what's up? How old are you? But Josie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some W Josies in the chat? Thank you so much. Dude, my brain is not working. What is going on, dude? Jeez, bro. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Jeez. All right, let's go to the next individual. Thank you for the play for you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's go on to the next individual. Give it a second. All right. Everyone, do tap that screen. Let's get to 1 million likes. Let me see. Is anyone on tonight? I think Dean already got off early, chat, because he has plans tonight, I think. Oh, is Harry on already? What's Harry doing?
Hello.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah, I did.
Why so? Wait.
I just think it was pretty cool how he avoided.
What state do you live in?
I'm actually in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay. Well, all right. That's rough. Asher, thank you so much. I appreciate the chasing the dream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Abby, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Abby, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. For being on another planet. That's real.
Hello, can you hear me?
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
I mean, I would say it's because of his border policies, because I live down south near Louisiana, but yeah, that was the main reason.
Have you already been on my live?
Nah. Oh, nah, I was on Dean's live. No. Look at your comments. They're going to say no. Yo, why are you so suspicious, bro?
Well, no, I was just like, well, I just like believe the chat. I don't know.
Yo, yeah, I was on
my memory.
Dean's.
I don't really trust my memory sometimes because like I talk to a lot of people, so I don't really remember.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, but no, I wasn't on your live.
Yeah, okay. So like, what did you and Dean talk about?
What was it again? His topic was why men were better leaders than women or something like that.
Okay, so you're a misogynist?
Yo, chill, yo. Let's stay on this topic.
So you're a misogynist?
Bro,
that's pretty much.
Yo, can we just stay on this topic, bro?
Seth, thank you for the Meerkat. Thank you so much. Well, I just want to know, like that fits with you being a Trump supporter.
I wasn't. No, look, it wasn't like that. Like, I wasn't like coming from like a misogynistic standpoint, bro.
You weren't coming from a misogynistic standpoint and saying that men are better leaders than women? Is that what you're?
Look, I was
what,
just no.
what
I
does
was
that
just
even
look, I
mean?
was just,
What does that even mean?
oh my gosh,
Can
bro.
you please tell me?
Yo, can we stay on topic, bro?
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I think that is on topic. You brought it up, but go ahead.
No, you brought it up.
That's fine. So, like, do you think that Donald Trump has like any good character, any good policies? Like, what policies?
I mean, like, character-wise, you know, he's controversial, but like policy-wise, I would definitely say that he has a better border policy than Kamala Harris. Like, his stance on the border was way better. Like she didn't really have a good stance or like a good like positioning on like the border.
Really, what
and,
was
like,
what was Donald Trump's
problems.
bill for the border? That was so good.
I forgot what it was. He has a couple, but I don't know the specific one that really resonated with me, but I know I just looked at it before, but I looked at Kamala's. Kamala's didn't really have...
Yeah. The bipartisan border bill that Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine the bill. Mitch McConnell indicated this, right? James
Undermine?
Langford indicated
How?
this. Yeah, he called people in Congress to undermine the bill, which was acknowledged by Mitch McConnell and James Langford, who helped write the bill, who was a co-author, who was a Trump-endorsed Republican. And Trump also said, blame it on me if the border bill fails.
Okay. What was the
Democrats to win?
I highly doubt that. That's probably just like
Well, he gave two reasons. He didn't want Democrats to win, and the other reason was because of the foreign appropriations in the bill. But then the foreign appropriations passed, and he didn't undermine that bill. He didn't try to undermine that one. But the solo border bill didn't pass. So everything but the border provisions passed, and the border provisions alone didn't pass because Donald Trump undermined the bill. And that was acknowledged by everyone because Donald Trump didn't want the Democrats to get a win, right, for like on the border, right? He wanted to run on that as a problem, as a, I'm going to fix the border, immigration problem. And you bought it. You thought that it was somehow better, and you didn't have like any policy. You didn't know anything. You just bought the vibes.
Look, he's gonna prove all the haters wrong when he gets
with what? With what policy? You don't even know what policy. What do you mean? That's just like vibes. What is this, a sports
Parker,
team?
yo, just trust the process, you know.
What is this, a sports team? You're treating this like you're debating like who's the GOAT for NBA basketball. Like or for like the NFL, right? Or for like hockey, or for like any of like any sport.
Nah, I'm good on hockey.
Like tennis. Like, look, dude, like this is not like a sport, right? This is literally fucking real life. It negatively impacts people. It's human rights.
I know.
It's like literally you put someone in the office who was held civilly liable of forcibly penetrating a woman's vagina against her will. That has real implications.
Were those even
what typically people in the United States think is acceptable?
True, or
what?
Were those accusations even proven true?
You see what I mean? He was held civilly liable unanimously by a jury of 9 people.
Look, the justice system isn't really up to standard
you don't
now.
believe the justice system?
Look, they overturn a lot of controversial stuff. Like, I don't really trust them.
You don't trust the justice system at all. So then how do you trust the justice system to enforce the border? How do you trust that?
Because,
can you please tell me?
I believe Trump is going to give them or propose something that they will all agree with that looks, secure, safe.
How are they just going to start working once Trump's in office? Like, what is he going to do to do that?
Obviously, there's going to be a plan that he's going to enforce. Not enforce,
concepts of a plan?
Okay. Okay.
You got
all right, you got me on that.
Of a plan.
Okay, that was funny. Okay, but let me continue. Obviously, he's going to probably enforce, like bring up, an idea, concepts that he will lay out to them that they follow throughout. It's not going to be a quick process. It's going to take time, obviously, but with time, it's going to follow through, and we're going to have a steady, secure border that, all Americans are going to be happy with.
Dude, that was like all rhetoric, bro. Jeez.
Oh my gosh, bro.
It's all going to be better. Like, what policy? Like, it's all just going to be better. Like,
rhetoric.
I appreciate you, right? Thank you so much. It's going to be better than you've ever seen. I promise you, it's going to be the best. Tremendously good. So very good. The Democrats, they just did so good. They just did incredibly good. So good. Joe Biden, it was good. Everything good. Tremendously good. So good. Good like you've never seen before.
Joe Biden wasn't really a reliable president.
Good to a degree.
I trust Trump more.
Of past any imagination.
Okay, look.
So good on everything.
Yes,
so
I
good.
do.
What specifically? Everything was good.
Look, I wasn't old enough to vote for him back in 2016, but now, like, I'm more, obviously, as I got older, I got more educated on politics and all the policies, economics, all that stuff. And I did my research. I do believe Trump is a good presidential candidate, and from his term from 2016.
But what did he do that's good? Oh, you think 2016 was good?
Yes.
Yeah, Obama was president.
Look, okay, when he got 2017 to 20.
But so if 2016 was good, he inherited it as already good, right? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I meant like this. I meant like when his term started, his economy was better. Like it got better when he took over from Obama.
Okay, what did he do to make it better? Cut taxes for billionaires?
Why do you guys always say that? Oh, Trump is only in it for the rich, all this stuff.
Well, his tax plan disproportionately would increase taxes for lower and middle income and would decrease taxes disproportionately on the rich people, right? Like the top 4%. So yeah, absolutely. Like what?
Nah, like
because it's a fact. Why do you keep addressing this fact? Well, because it's true. Because his tax policy disenfranchises lower income individuals and helps the rich people. It's literally Robin Hood for the rich. It's taking money from lower income individuals and giving it to rich people. And that's what he ran on. And you're like, dude, yes.
I think you're being over.
This is policy that's great.
Look, I think you guys are being overreactive with all this stuff. Like, I don't think it's to that extent. Like, okay, look, he probably did, give a lot of rich people tax breaks, all this stuff. But look, I don't think it's to the extent that you guys or like the left side believes it to be. Like, I think you guys are just trying to paint him as like some bad, like, evil person.
Can you tell me what a tariff is?
A tariff? Oh yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah, it's what is it? It's like you tax you tax items like for example, China. If Americans want to buy products from China, citizens pay tax on those items, something like that, right?
So yeah, a tariff is a tax on an import.
Yeah.
Right? And that tax specifically is going to impact the price of the consumer product, because it is the case that in order for there to be an increase in domestic production, or increase in the amount of production in the United States, there has to be an increase in the price of the goods of the imported products to then incentivize the consumer to be able to buy American products. So if you believe that tariffs cause an increase in domestic production, you have got to believe that.
I think so, because look, it encourages more American-based companies to produce more, produce more items, and it opens up more jobs for Americans as well, because,
okay, but like if it decreases the size of the overall economy, like through GDP, you can say that it increases the domestic production, but it doesn't increase the size of the U.S. economy, because it disincentivizes countries around the world to engage in trade with the United States of America. And especially like hurting our allies, like for example with Canada, that could hurt us in terms of a housing crisis, in terms of like a decrease in supply of the supply of lumber, which would cause housing development to be more expensive, right? Different types of materials that we get from Canada.
Look, screw Canada. Trudeau is a cuck. He has no backbone at all. Like, I could care less if we're allies with Canada. They should be a 51st state.
Jeez, that's
like,
crazy, bro. That's actually insane. I actually think that's an insane view, bro. Like, why? Like, why do you just like hate Canada, bro? I've actually this is the first time I've ever heard someone who just like they're anti-Canada.
Look, I would love to visit cities like Toronto, British Columbia, Edmonton.
Why do you not want to be allies?
I just don't like Trudeau at all, or the government.
Well, you can say you don't like Trudeau or the government, but that's just democracy.
They should be the 51st.
There's going to be other candidates in the future that aren't going to be Trudeau. Why would you want to get rid of the allyship with Canada because you don't like one political leader of Canada?
If Trudeau's out and Pierre Poilievre's in, I might reconsider, because I like his positions more. Maybe United States would continue their allyship with Canada, I wouldn't see that as a big issue. But if Trudeau's in office, like, America should just cut ties, honestly.
Wait. So you're like so pro-Trump, but you're anti-Trudeau. So like, what do you not like about Trudeau?
He's such a hypocrite. Like,
What do you do
I
that's
hear, like,
hypocritical?
look, I have a friend who lives in Canada. Like, there's stories of him like using taxpayers' monies to fund his vacations and stuff like that. You know, he's abusing.
Like Donald Trump literally using taxpayer funds for golf trips. For private golf trips.
Look, you could put
voted
this
for.
back on Trump, but I'm pretty sure. Look, yo, Parker, chill. Okay, what? Okay,
You voted
you're not
for
even gonna
that.
let
I
me say
can't
my
even
piece,
believe that.
bro. You're not even gonna let me say my piece, bro.
Dude, I can't even believe it.
Yo, what the?
Dude,
Yo.
you're the hypocrite, bro. You're the hypocrite. You just said the issue that you had specifically with Trudeau was literally something you voted for with Donald Trump.
Wait,
bro, what are you talking about? Are you Canadian?
Who's saying I'm Canadian? I'm not Canadian.
What state do you live in?
I just said Louisiana.
What's the capital of Louisiana?
Baton Rouge. No, New Orleans. Sorry. Yo, chill.
What time is it?
Huh?
What time is it?
What is it? It's like 9.
9 what?
Why are you investigating me for? Look, I don't have to prove myself. Like, I know they're gonna be like, oh, he doesn't sound like he's from Louisiana, all this stuff. Like, I don't have to adopt the state accent.
I don't know. Like, why are you so anti-Trudeau?
Why is he saying? Why are they saying I'm
like,
Canadian though?
Okay, so what else is wrong with Trudeau? Let's see.
Like, I'm not really Canadian, but he's he's not like a strong leader. I just don't like his characteristics as a leader and how he like carries himself. Like, his policies are kind of weird, and the immigration that he's just like Canada's immigration is just kind of weird right now. Just letting all these like people in with like fraudulent visas and stuff like that.
Fraudulent? They're letting people in with fraudulent visas. Can you give me
a source? I don't know. Yeah.
Can you give me a source?
A source?
Letting people in with fraudulent visas. Give me, I'd love a source.
6 Buzz. It's a Canadian website. I'm not a website.
What's the title?
It's a Canadian Instagram account.
Oh, your source is an Instagram account?
It's pretty reliable though.
Dude, wow. You know what, man? That's so reliable. This is reliable.
Look, I'm not gonna pull out like
hey, I'll show you a source on TikTok. Parker Get a Job says he disagrees with the Instagram post. Oh, owned. Look at that, owned.
Nah, this guy, they're saying
bro?
I'm from Toronto.
Come on, is that
I'm
a
not
source?
from Toronto? Like,
you think social media is a source, bro? You think Instagram posts
depending
are a
on
source?
where you're getting it from, it could be reliable.
Is it like a quote? Like, if it's a quote, sure. This isn't a quote. What do you
look? I mean, like, obviously, websites and like actual official websites.
I asked you for a source that they were like allowing people in through fraudulent visas. That's, you literally said that.
Look, yo, can you
come on, bro? Come on.
Yo, look. Why do they keep saying I'm from Toronto? I'm not from Toronto. Like, yeah, bro. I literally hear stories like all these people from the Punjab state of India coming in, coming with.
Wait, what's the issue with that? What's the issue with that?
I mean, not necessarily a bad issue if they're coming for like looking for opportunities, obviously, but they're just flooding, the country with like.
What do you mean by flooding the country? What
like they're
mean?
Coming like out of all the countries that are.
Do you think immigration is bad? What's wrong with that?
I mean, no. To an extent, it could be beneficial for the economy and stuff like that. But
yeah, all right, it's good, right?
Yeah, to an extent.
Okay. So then,
if
what's
you
the
conduct
issue?
it in the right way, obviously, it could be beneficial to your country.
Okay, so what's the issue with the way that they're conducting it?
Well, yeah, I have my criticisms. They're just letting from Canada. They're letting Indian students from mostly the Punjab state of India coming in. Out of all the countries, they take.
Why
up,
is
like,
it wrong
most
to
of
do
the
that?
international-
Why is this? Why is that wrong? Why the fuck is that wrong? Please.
Because
tell me.
look, because they're taking up a lot of a lot of the jobs and stuff like that.
Taking up the jobs, immigration doesn't
they're
take
not
up,
really assimilating and
immigration
stuff
doesn't
like
take
that,
up jobs.
apparently.
That's not how immigration works. That's not how immigration works. You know, they create more jobs as well. The increase in supply and demand from immigration.
I don't think Canada's doing a good job of producing more jobs, though. Like,
what are you talking about? The greater level of people increases demand, which will cause a greater level of supply, right, of goods and services, right, which will be like an increase in the labor. So it will provide more jobs by more people being there.
I don't think
You don't want people to live in Canada?
Obviously, I want people to come in, but do it the right way, like respectfully and stuff like that. Like, they're not really assimilating to the culture, all this stuff. They're coming in with their they're not assimilating, and they're coming in with these negative.
They're not assimilating.
To Canadian
why do they have
culture,
to? Why do they have to assimilate
I'm not saying,
to Canadian culture? Please tell me why they need to assimilate to Canadian culture. I think it's weird that people in Canada try to associate themselves with MAGA. It's really crazy.
Nah, they're saying I'm Canadian. I'm not Canadian, first of all. Okay.
Then why are you so obsessed with Canadian politics?
Huh? I'm not obsessed with it. At all.
I mean, you brought it up, bro.
No, it's just I keep reading your comments and they keep.
You literally brought it up.
Oh yeah, I said F Chudo, yeah, but that's not really political. That's just a statement I said. But,
why? Why'd you bring that up?
Because I don't like Trudeau at all. All right, let's go back to the Trump. Let's redirect it. Let's go back to
thank
Trump.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the $2. Thank you, Abby. Thank you. I appreciate it. What? No, okay. No, yeah, I'm not asking for zip code. That's kind of.
Yo, bro, bro,
I would not ask that. I'm not.
You're trying to dox me, bro. Parker, do you encourage this?
No, I do not encourage that. No, we're not gonna that's a bit much.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. Okay, yeah. All right, let's pivot back to the actual. Why.
I have a question. How is Trump going to identify that people are here undocumented?
I mean, obviously they have some federal process or some process where they can, determine if you meet the requirements to enter the country and if it's the right way or if it's legal or something like that.
If it's legal, what? So you think it's okay? So, okay, why do you like Trump's policy better than Kamala Harris's? Can you name one Trump policy?
I think we already went through this. Before
you don't know a single Trump policy? You still don't remember?
All right, can you do something else? Bring something else up.
Did you know that Trump was held civilly liable of forcibly penetrating E. Jean Carroll?
Bro, you just brought this up. Bro, we already went through all this.
So I want you to address that now. I feel like there's nothing else to gain from this conversation.
Okay, you know what? I'll indulge. I mean, were they actually proven to be true, or were these just accusations?
Do you know what a civil court is?
I said about. Okay, you guys. I said it.
Do you know what a civil court is?
A civil court?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fuck. Sorry, I forgot the definition. Actually,
you don't know what a civil court is?
It's something to do with civilians or something. Civilian.
Come on. You know what?
Oh wait.
Jeez. Okay. So how about this? A jury of 9 people unanimously said Trump forcibly penetrated E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will. Do you think that is something that you condemn, or do you not condemn that?
Okay, I mean, there's gonna be some evidence if it's unanimous, I guess, but you can also question from
what are you talking about, bro? What do you mean?
It could be subjective.
That's not what do you mean? This can be subjective. That's a unanimous. Okay, I have a question. Would you let someone held civilly liable of forcibly penetrating a woman's vagina against her will, be a gym teacher and be your kid's gym teacher? Would you be okay with that, or would you want that to be illegal? So then why would you want them to be
Honestly,
president of the United States? If you wouldn't trust
honestly
them,
not.
like seriously,
Look.
if you wouldn't trust them as a gym teacher, you probably shouldn't trust them for fucking president. You know what I mean? Like, I would think that would be a little bit more, important. Even, like, come on. And, like, what are you talking about, dude? This is, like, insane. This is, like, insane rhetoric, bro.
Look, we'll look past all these accusations.
Accusations, like, and, a jury verdict. Do you not accept jury verdicts typically? Do you typically dispute those?
Like, context is important. Like if their evidence is reliable and like how they're conducting the case is, professional, sure.
Do you believe the 2020 election was stolen?
Well, I do. Oh yeah, continue.
Do you believe the 2020 election was stolen?
Was stolen? Okay, nah. Okay, I'm not that crazy. Like, obviously.
Okay, so then why do you support someone who got tens of millions of people to believe that?
I mean, look, I don't control what goes on with Trump. Like, he can say what he wants. Like, I'm not gonna say that it was stolen because I don't believe it was stolen. But
he can say
if
what
that's
he
how
wants.
feels,
It's,
that's how he
it's just
feels.
like it's just what he feels like. You know what I mean? I know he tried to like send false slates of electors to electoral college to cast Trump votes. He didn't win, and like admitted to it and said it was an act of his presidency. But like, you know what? That's not a big deal, right? That's not a big deal at all, right? That's nothing.
Look, like we're looking at his policies, like his plans and stuff like that.
Wait, how do you feel about Donald Trump wanting to take Canada and make them the 51st state?
I mean,
Canada, just one state.
Sure, like why not?
Why not?
Yeah,
You think
why not?
think Canada as a whole should just be one state?
Like, I mean, nah, they should divide it into
Nah.
smaller states because it's a massive country.
Wait, but he
Like,
just said 51st state.
I mean, not states, but like counties and stuff.
Okay. Oh, so
Like-
you'd be okay with Canada being a one state?
Like, no, because it's gonna be too
No?
big, right?
No.
Like, no, like I mean,
Wait,
not
come
like just a
on.
state, but like the
So you
take
disagree?
it and then make it and then break it down into counties and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
So you disagree? You disagree with Donald Trump wanting
No, I
to make
don't.
Canada the
I just-
51st state?
I understand where he's coming from. I understand it could be beneficial, but I don't think he should just make it one big state. But I think he should take it and break it into counties, but it should still be under like American.
Like illegally annex, or like how should he take it?
Illegally annexed? No.
You think, how should he take Canada?
Like, obviously,
Is Canada going to You think Canada's going to democratically vote to join the United States? Are you crazy?
Like, they can make an agreement. The Cuck Trudeau and and Donald Trump, they can make an agreement, and then Trudeau can submit to to the terms, and then Trump can take Canada, break it down into counties, all this stuff, and then it will be under America.
You really think that? So with a democratic vote, yes or no? You think Justin Trudeau is going to accept that? He didn't say he's going to accept that at all.
Democratic vote?
How are they going to determine
Obviously,
that? Like,
yeah.
is
If
he
you
gonna
want to
just
be
take it?
civil, sure. But I think
If you
most
want to be
Canadians-
civil,
Like, I
bro,
think
you
if
think?
most
Wait, do you think that
Canadians-
the U.S. should use military force to take Canada, one of their allies?
Look, like
just because
I think
they're
most
close.
Canadians would be down for it, though.
Most
honestly.
Canadians would be down for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why not?
Wow, dude.
I don't think it's a terrible
illegally
idea,
should
though.
forcefully
I don't
take the
think they
country with
think it's a
military
terrible idea.
force.
I think they can see
you
it from
think
like
dude, what is fucking dude? That's actually a first. That's a first. Holy shit! You think the U.S. should like through military force take
no,
Canada?
I never. Bro, you're putting words in my mouth.
Bro.
I never said they should be. I never said they should take it by military force. I literally said that most Canadians would be down for it and they can do a democratic vote. Why are you putting words in my mouth?
Democratic vote? No, they would not democratically vote that way.
Why not?
That's not the only thing you said, though. Wait,
Well, what
do you
else?
have any
No.
polling data that indicates that would happen?
I mean, there might be polls, but sources from I don't know what Canada's most reliable news source is, but just check there. But I do think they would logically see it as a more beneficial way to prosper.
Okay, all right, I'm done.
No, okay.
No. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. That's a bit much. All right. Brianna, thank you so much for the $1.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, buddy? How's it going?
Did you vote Trump?
I didn't vote for nobody. Both of the candidates suck.
All right, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump.
Trump won, cry about it, cry baby, hi Hitler, you bitch ass nigga. All you can do is cry about it, hi Hitler, nigga.
Dude, like what? Like an insane person? Like, dude, bro, this is just the internet. Yo, so how old are you? Like, TikTok bans me, by the way. By the way, they banned me. Why is that person not, like, banned? Like, what? Yo, so how old are you? Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Let's get this next person up here. All right. How long have I been on? I don't even know how long it's been. Oh, it's only been like 2 hours since the start of this stream. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh shoot, I did not mean to come up. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry. Let's go into the next person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
Oh, shit, I did not mean to join this shit. Parker, my bad, bro. I'm smoking my green, watching you cook.
I would get age restricted, but I appreciate you. W. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, I'm just like, dude, what is up with the guest box today? All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. Let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. I don't know what's going on. You Mish? No, I was not. I never went to I've never been in Michigan, I don't think. I don't think I've ever been to Michigan. Yeah, no, I've never been. I've been to Wisconsin. I've never been to Michigan. I've only been to Wisconsin, I think, like once for a baseball game when I was a kid. Okay, all right. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Should we just join Harry? And then maybe we can go back on live again later? What do y'all think? Or should we just keep going live here? What are your thoughts, chat? Yo, Miley, think of the Tom's hug. Thank you. Keep going. Dude, I think it's like half. I can't even pick. Okay. I can't even pick. Oh, I got it one time when I went to Arkansas. But thank you, Peyton. Thank you, Peyton. Okay, I think enough people want me to stay here. I'll join in a little bit.
Hi Hitler, cry baby, bitch ass nigga, hi Hitler.
You fucking okay, yeah. Now I'm gonna leave. Okay, go to Harry. Go to Harry. Jeez, go to Harry. Harry J. Sisson, spam Parker raid, spam love and Parker, everyone. Harry J. Sisson, I can't, dude. I think Harry's is gonna be better for now. All right, go to Harry's.